welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast, guys. Another week, another episode. This episode is sponsored by Honest Supplements. Taking care of your health shouldn't mean overpaying for supplements. That's why Honest Supplements is changing the game by offering high-quality, lab-tested supplements at prices that actually make sense.
While most supplement brands keep raising prices, Honest Supplements keeps it simple with just a 50% markup, helping customers save an average of 40% per product.
So, guys, whether you're looking for daily vitamins, sports nutrition, wellness support, or weight management products, they've got you covered with trusted ingredients and transparent pricing.
If you're tired of paying premium prices for the same supplements, head over to honestsupplements.com and see how much you can save.
Guys, this show is also brought to you by Elevation Strength and Conditioning, which is a one-on-one online coaching platform designed for combat athletes by combat athletes.
In a world where informational overload is common, cookie-cutter programs seem to be the norm. It is impossible to know what you should be doing.
So it doesn't matter your experience level, guys, weekend warrior, amateur fighter, or maybe you're even seeking to be in the UFC. Elevation Strength and Conditioning is here and is designed to train you to the best of your ability to perform at your highest level while preventing injuries.
If you want to take your game to the next level, Elevation Strength and Conditioning is here to help.
So guys, visit the Elevation Strength and Conditioning website and mention that We'll Take It From Here sent you so they can hook you up with the free strategy call to make your goals a reality. And we're back, folks, so we'll take it from here with Joe and Timmy, episode 223. Guys, we got a guest for you today. Before we introduce, I want to say a couple things. You heard those sick ads that we made, right? The ones that we redid, because they're so much better than that first one. I was cringing every time I would listen to it. Take your Honest Supplements. Go to honestsupplements.com, Mikey Main. And we got a new sponsor, guys, as you heard. Elevation Strength and Conditioning. Yours truly, Billy Van Dyke, okay? The Butcher, is a professional MMA fighter whose goal is to help any weekend type warriors, training casually, amateur fighters, or aspiring to be UFC fighters and combat athletes in general, I should say, with their strength and their conditioning and injury prevention. So we have all the links to the show, to all the websites and how to access them, all in the show notes. With Elevation Strength and Conditioning, tell them that your boys hooked you up, all right? If you say that you came from the show, he'll give you the first strategy call free of charge. All right, let's get to the show. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Anytime.
I'm excited.
You should be. Guys, friends with Justin from work. And we're going to have a really good... We have a couple of topics here. But you know that. What's up?
A slight list.
A slight list.
Yeah, just random.
Very good stuff, though.
Yeah.
But you know how this show goes, guys. We're never really fucking always, there's no notes or anything. It's going to be a natural conversation. And we'll hit whatever we hit. If we get all of them, great. If we don't, great. But you and I spoke off air plenty last week when you came to me.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that this is going to be very intriguing. And I'm going to learn a lot about you. We are going to learn a lot about you. And I feel like you're going to have a story that will help someone along the way. And what I like about this show and why I like to keep it, we like to keep it free format, is because even if it just helps one person,
sure.
Amazing. So,
yeah.
How we'll start it here, man. Introduce who you are. Go back as far as you want, and we'll go from there, and we'll let the conversation flow.
Appreciate it. Yeah, my name is Justin Behre. Nothing too crazy in the sense of anyone knowing me out there. I hope some of you do, but maybe more will get to know me over this recording. But I from California. Grew up there when I was, probably 1-2 years. My dad was in the Navy, so he's from New Jersey.
So San Diego then.
San Diego, St. Diego,
Nice.
Coronado Hospital. Then we moved around the country. I lived in Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maryland. So that was fun. That was good time.
You know what's nice about being in the Navy? You never have to worry about being in one of the middle states.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not like the Air Force. You're stuck in Omaha, Nebraska, or something like that.
No, but we had a hard landing in Maryland, and that's where I grew up and went to high school. Went to college a little bit. That didn't really work out too well. but all good things. And then I found my way in New Jersey in 2010.
Hell yeah, man.
So that day was actually, I was cutting grass on the fairway. I worked on a golf course, and I was coming over the ridge, and there was a sun just peering in my eyes, and something told me, I got to go. Got to get out of here.
Wait, actually?
Yep.
So it was just, I guess,
Like instant,
right? Like you just had that innate feeling in your feeling.
I think traveling as a kid, it just, I don't like to stay in places too long. And that was just something where I grew up in a small town, Eastern Maryland. Hey, great town to grow up in. But as you get older, you want to branch off. You want to figure out who you are and, have those experiences. So my brother still lives there. He's got a great setup, but it's good to go back in doses, but I couldn't stay there.
Nah,
That's not
fair.
a lot going on.
That's fair.
If you like a nice slow pace,
Right.
Yeah, very slow pace. I mean,
from the Jersey chaos.
yeah. Well, if you've seen Wedding Crashers, Crab Cakes and Football, that was actually filmed in the town I grew up in, and then next door, St. Michael's. So
Oh, wow.
those scenes were conducted there. They actually were doing casting for extras, all this stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
That
too,
is a
so.
classic one.
Well, I was working at the liquor store because I was still in high school, and my boss comes over and says, Christopher Walken just came in.
No fucking.
And at first it took me a second.
Yeah, like,
because you're kind of young, I mean, he's very prominent now with a lot of his older movies, Deer Hunter and everything else, Joe Dirt.
A fucking classic.
Yeah.
Dude,
So I run, to the front, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, oh, here, let me, check you out. And he's like, all right. And his credit card declines. No joke. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So eventually his credit card worked, but he looked very interesting. He just had a white t-shirt on, some raggedy sweatpants, and it looked like those like inner linings of like rollerblades that you wear.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he was cool to me for a split second. But that's, if you watch that movie, you'll know kind of where I grew up.
That's actually fucking crazy. They say that Christopher Walken, like that experience that you just explained, is exactly how I would picture meeting Christopher Walken. Like, was he talking or
Not too much. I always think back of Joe Dirt when he said, "What do you mean? I'll hit you across the face with a soldering iron or something." But that was a fun experience for when I was younger. So I didn't really see any of the other actors or actresses. Rachel McAdams is actually one of my crushes. And
Yes.
I was able to see her.
Fortunately not.
Very, very, very hot. What
Yeah.
did he buy?
He bought a bottle of wine and I think a bottle of liquor, but I can't remember exactly the
See,
liquor.
you were in high school, those things don't stick out
Yeah,
as much.
like
They
he
don't,
bought alcohol.
Yeah.
So you don't know better then.
Dude, I mean, yeah, my friend worked there, and when we graduated from high school for, what do you call it? Basically, you're like last hurrah as a senior. He goes,
What's it? Senior.
Not skip day, right?
No, I know what you're talking about. Where it's like all the seniors come together.
yep.
Yeah, senior event?
Senior night or something?
Yeah, I think it's no, it's something like that.
But he took a bottle of the Dom Perignon.
Senior project. I think that's
know.
why high school called it senior
I
project.
thought it was just senior graduation. Like you go out and you fucking get hammered.
So
Hammered.
my high school, I don't remember it was I think it might have been graduation night specifically. That's great. It's avoided graduation parties. Everyone does them separately.
Yeah.
But we went to Funplex and we had the whole place to ourselves. We did gold cards and stuff like that. So but it was on graduation nights, and no one got blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. So anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the place because we definitely took a lot of liquor from there.
Allegedly.
We were the fuel of the parties because they'd always have to take the money from this the cash register,
Yeah.
and then go to the safe in the back, and the cameras were off, so it gives you a chance to just grab a couple.
Yeah.
And one night I went to grab my book bag, and it went like ching 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 ching. And I'm like, oh, shit, but. Those are good times.
You're being a good employee by taking the cash from the register to state.
it was expired liquor. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you're just you're
and it was
you're
Soho.
helping
It was
them out.
Southern Comfort. So
no one's fucking around with that.
The only time I ever drank that when I was young. I think I
Brother.
stopped once I got like halfway through college.
Were you just trying to burn the bacteria off the esophagus,
dude, I think again, just as kids, you're just drinking whatever.
That's what you can get.
Yeah.
You know,
Thinking back to college days, our vodka of choice was Roos, and now
What?
Roos, bro.
I don't know what that is.
Bro,
Yeah, me neither.
Take Majorska and just make it worse, and you got Roos.
Oh, we just
Ooh.
did the plastic bottle pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it was. It was just nail polish remover.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking insane. So you had a nice night with their Dom Perignon.
Yeah, we didn't really like it, but at least we could, go out in
Does the
style.
job, yeah.
Love it. Now let's go back. I want to. What's it like to be like a Navy family kid? Because you're always moving, like you said. So do you ever have time to establish like long-term friendships? Like, are you still friends with anyone from California?
No, so honestly, this was all done in a very tight window.
Mhm.
So I did move all these places, but I didn't honestly start grade school until I got to Maryland, and that was in first grade. So again, I've traveled a lot, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, I was able to finally establish myself there. That's where I have all my core friends and, family members and things like that. So I tell people I'm from Maryland, but I was born in California, and now I live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's been good. It's been a good ride, and I'm happy I made the step to come up here because my dad's from Chatham.
Oh no shit.
Go Eskies. And I met my wife as well.
Nice.
So
So what was the draw? Because you said you were driving over the bridge, you got hit with the sun, and it's like, you got to move. What? How did you just get a signal for Jersey? Was it like, put your finger on the map and you picked it?
Well, I didn't, as I said, I didn't go to college, and I had a lot of friends leaving, and the town just started to get more of its bare bones. And to this day, I'll go back and still see the same people doing the same exact thing, and that just was
Standard
eating
small
away
town on TV.
Ah,
Yeah.
dude,
Made your skin crawl.
yeah, I couldn't stay. So it was kind of developing. It was developing, but my dad had moved up here, so that
Okay.
gave me a nice little soft landing to get up here. And my, eyes were like, or brain or thinking was going to New York City or whatever. I mean, it didn't go to that point, but I still was able to create a life here and, establish myself, which has been good.
Awesome. No, that's good. So with regards to that, let's dig out. What I want to do is to hit one of the topics on there, right? Is dealing because I feel like it may have been something in your childhood, and you tell me if it was or not. But with the experience with alcoholism, right?
Sure.
And I believe it was. Let me just make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, yeah. Alcoholism, just in general, did that stem from friends? Did it stem from family? What was the experience around that, and did that have an impact on your childhood?
For sure. I mean, my mom is and was an alcoholic, so that was definitely a weird paradigm as you're growing up, because usually you come home from school and mom's there to make you some food and do some homework. My experiences were she was passed out on the couch, and then I would have to go do an Easter egg hunt for the liquor bottles.
Damn.
You worded Easter egg hunt? I wasn't expecting that ending, even though I feel like I should have. Wow, that's a way to word it.
Right.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was tough, because yet in the moment it didn't seem as impactful as it was. You kind of just go through the motions, but then you see how it can really cripple somebody, and our home life wasn't perfect. My dad did the best he could. He was the rock. My mom was more of the wild card. And then I have a younger brother as well. That helped me grow up, because you have to take on more responsibility. That's in the sense of cooking yourself food or whatever. I mean, my dad was working a good amount. He was home at night, but when you have to start doing things that you're not relying on your parents 100%, you got to fight or flight. So, and then I have my younger brother, and you just kind of have to develop yourself to adult faster than you would want.
Were you? What's the age difference between you and your brother?
It's 4 years.
4 years. That's pretty close. Did you have to like play a shielding type of role where you were sort of pretending like things were okay, or was he? Did he have the wherewithal to know what was going on?
He was he was lucky. He wasn't fully aware of seeing these things and experiencing them to digest and have them as like memory capsules in their brain. Unfortunately, I'm plagued with all of those. So
I like how you're wording these things.
And he was able to kind of get by in the sense of not, seeing and really understanding what was going on. So that was kind of my job at the end of the day. My dad, like I said, did his best. He, was a military guy. We've never said I love you. We've never hugged. That part of a parent I was yearning for. My mom would give it to me when she was somewhat sober, but my dad was never that person, which is fine. I got drunk one night with him and just broke down and just said thank you so much for everything you did for us. Like, I know we were terrors. Me and my brother were psychopaths.
Yeah. What,
played,
just rowdy?
Oh, we played paintball in the house.
In the house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
And
that must have been the first time that he caught you guys doing that. That must have been the biggest ass whooping.
Well, we were pretty good at cleaning up. But our house.
So you took advantage of
yeah.
being the adult in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. Yeah. Dad's gonna get home. Let's clean up. But we almost burned the house down. I was a pyromaniac, so I loved to play with fire. We had a old furnace that you put wood in.
Yeah.
And my dad was, of course, doing his thing. And I wanted to get it started, so nothing was working to get it going. So I was like, well, let me get a thing of gasoline, douse this log, and let's get this thing going. And I put it in there, and it caught, because I guess there was like embers at the bottom, and that thing rolled back out on fire.
That's funny.
What was your initial reaction when that shit rolled?
Luckily, well, we get this thing out of here. He had fire gloves.
Yeah.
Granted, and I grabbed that thing and I ran through the house with this fucking log that's on fire. Threw it out the back door. Even more idiotic, we grabbed the vacuum to vacuum up all the embers and shit. Vacuum catches on fire. So then smoke's shooting out, and our entire house is just filled with smoke. And I think we got away with that one too.
It's like, did the house smell like smoke? But I guess if you had the wood burning stove, it may not.
Yeah, you kind of like,
oh, sorry, we left the flute open or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, we left the door open by accident.
That didn't click off the smoke detector?
I can't remember. Probably
did. He's too busy trying to get the log outside to remember.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like the traditional when your butthole just tightens up, like scared. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck, like,
yeah.
I may get a scar out of this
burning
one.
log, dude. If I saw a burning log through my house that I caused doing that, I would immediately assume that I'm gonna die, like from my dad. And then if the vacuum catches on fire, done.
Yeah. So of course, how we get caught is my buddy. I told him, hey, take the log and throw it out the back of the fence. So like, basically, you're in a neighborhood. You have two houses, and we had this big field in the back. It's like, throw it over that fence. He throws it into the neighbor's yard. So then the next day, my neighbors come over and like, there's a burnt log in the middle of our backyard. Is that from you guys? And my dad was like, Justin. And I was like, shit. And, we didn't really go into too deep of a story about that. He knows now, but
that's fucking
those times.
Wait. I'm curious. What was the story you gave him at the time?
When we got caught?
Yeah.
I was just saying, oh, that's weird. Why was there a burnt log in their yard? I don't know. You kind of just play it off and...
play dumb.
Yes, exactly.
Give him nothing.
Push my brother out of a moving car as well.
How fast?
He was going about 15.
Okay.
Enough to...
That's not slow.
Enough to break
not
a head.
fast, but yeah.
Break a head opened.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
7-Eleven parking lot. Oh, yeah. Blood everywhere.
Was it? Were you guys like testing something, or were you just fighting? Or
so he was getting coffee in the morning, and I pushed my brother. No, my brother wanted to get out, and my dad was like, "No, stay in." When you kind of close the door, but it doesn't close all the way.
Yeah.
So you didn't intentionally kick him out. You just kicked him.
Well, then we started getting into it, and I pushed him, and I remember pushing him, and he was just slow motion. That door kicks wide open. He fall. I see his head fall, and just boom.
So head first, falling out of a moving car.
Yeah,
damn.
Dude.
Yeah. Then there was a biker in the parking lot that came over and picked him up like he was Jesus or something. And then my dad's like, oh no, I'm telling my dad, I'm like, Dad, stop. I was like, what? I'm like, Chris fell out of the car. He's like, I'm like, he fell out of the car. And he looked back.
No, I'm not joking.
Yeah. So that was a nice morning to start our day.
God damn.
Yeah.
So nice morning, start day. We got coffee. Your brother was held like Jesus at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. All right, let's go back to the fire. All right,
Yeah.
pyromaniac.
Yes.
The real reason for why you were dousing the log and putting it in the furnace, just to get like a rise out of the fire, or
yeah, I wanted to get it going. You know,
Not like the little tiny little flame on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I had my buddy over. We had some video games to play. You know, I want to set a good mood. You know, that's just who I am.
Flames.
Yeah,
Not roasting fire, like
flames. Yeah, just burn it. You know,
burning while playing Metal Gear Solid.
Exactly.
What got you into pyromania?
I don't know, man. Fire is just fun.
Yeah.
I would go into the woods and burn shit.
I think there's a manly thing inside you too, like especially a firewood around you. Like, let me burn this shit.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like now, maybe that for me that's like fun. But when I was a little kid, like if you would do like the lighter and like I was such a little bitch. I didn't want to do that. Like so, like for me, it's like damn, like fuck.
That's different than I don't know burning shit. I don't know. I'm not that much of a pirate, but I like making fires.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
making fires is fun,
pit shit going on at a party. I'm making sure that things keep
Yeah.
going.
You're gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
and
Hell
that's what you brought to the
thing.
party.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Like, you know, and you know, put my hand in there, moving around. They're like, it's on fire. I'm like, it's all right. You know, they're okay.
No, there is something very satisfying ASMR like to hear a newspaper, like when you put the newspaper like cracking or the wood cracking. Oh, the log. I fucking love that.
Throw some
shit.
axe cans in
Yeah.
there. You know, some fun.
It should blow up, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
Don't people like throw baked beans in there and then blow up?
Probably.
I feel like there's a
hilarious.
specific thing with baked beans in a fire.
Yes.
I don't mean like with the can off and them heating it, like
Right.
shooting it off.
Probably with the pressure, something
Yeah.
like that.
Make a nice
yeah.
piece.
You got beans
Spraying beans everywhere.
Was the rowdiness I guess cry out for help is probably not the right word.
Yeah.
Or was it just like a reaction to there not really being a parental figure always
was
there?
More the reaction for
Okay.
sure. You know, you think about it, your kids, you got a whole house to yourself, and when you have the consistency of not having your parents around, you got to get creative. You know,
Yeah.
granted, you know, video games we played in the neighborhood. You know, we were what people think kids should be doing today, but it's that's too dangerous to be outside now, it seems. But we were outside all day long, 24/7. My dad would have to whistle, and if he didn't have to whistle, he would come with his car. That's when you were in trouble.
Yep.
And he had to pull us in every night just to be inside.
That with the internet,
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Right before the internet, right before the freaking iPad babies and all that shit where
Sure.
everyone's looking at iPads. And look, social media, for example, great tool if used correctly. Shit tool if you're just using it to doom scroll 24
And stare at
fucking
butts.
7. And stare at butts. Yeah, legitimately. Yeah. No, but there's a huge difference because how old are you?
I am 39.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
So all of us are in our 30s here, which means all of us had a sick childhood where we were able to fucking go out and play, right?
Yes.
Everyone wanted to play. Kickball, stickball, manhunt, whatever.
Mhm.
Like you
Man,
said, these days that shit doesn't happen.
Nah, it's
I did
tough.
hear. I don't know how true it is, but I did hear like the younger generation now are starting. Like they see that how much people are obsessed with phones and social media, and they're getting more back to that. But it's hard to actually judge that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
If I see kids fight, whenever I get a house, if I see kids playing manhunt and they're in my lawn, I'm letting it happen. But I'm also going to be like, hey, he's hiding behind my tree. Like, I'm going to be that asshole who's
right.
going to fucking...
I thought you were just
Don't
gonna
go.
with
Don't
him.
go.
yeah, I would. Fuck you. Why not? Yeah, yo. I
Flashlight on them.
Mr. McCall, what the hell are you doing?
So just start fucking with them.
Right? Oh, God.
Just don't go in my backyard. You'll step in dog shit.
yeah, for sure. What do you think it is? What do you think the reasoning behind that is, man? Like, why do you think that kids these days don't want to really go outside too much?
I think it's something that is not evident on a consistent basis. When you're a kid and you don't have these distractions, you're seeing other kids outside playing. I want to go do that. Now you don't really have that, but at the same time, video games have created such a short circuit for kids.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get the allure. It's great to game. I still game. It's fun. It's my escape. But when you're starting to see it take away from their personal skills, even just looking people in the eye, having a normal conversation or whatever. It's just almost like there's a disconnect with what social media and then electronics and everything that's doing to kids. Mm-hmm. On top of that, they're not moving, so now they're eating a lot of processed foods. They get fat, and I'm not saying it as it's for everyone, but that's why it's important. Whether the kid wants to play sports or not, but get them into MMA or karate or put them in baseball, football. Get them interacted with other kids, let them have that outlet and let them develop. And I think, again, they'll have a better opportunity to integrate in society, but most importantly as they grow up, because I don't know if I could do social media in high school.
No, bro, it'd be fucking crazy. Dude, I don't know how kids are even paying attention. They probably have to take their phones
Well,
away,
I know
dude.
some schools are going to the yonder bags, whatever, they lock their phone up during the day.
Yeah.
So they still have it on them and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think Florida's starting to do no phones in schools to certain policies.
Good.
Sure. So it's slowly coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I've seen what you're talking about, like the video games and stuff. I've seen parents, I think they just take the easy way out with parenting.
Yes.
So here, look at the screen. Here, play video games. Like, I was over someone's house and the kid was on the toilet with an iPad for 45 minutes. I was there for 45 minutes the whole time the kid's on the toilet staring at an iPad. It's like, no.
Dude.
No.
Bro,
What are you doing?
What are you doing, dude? How's your leg not? Dude, your leg definitely falls asleep after 45 minutes on the toilet.
Kids under
victim of
6
that.
years old should not be on a fucking toilet.
No.
No one should be on the toilet for 45 minutes.
Right.
No.
Like, no iPad in the fucking toilet. No.
Right.
You can finish your shit literally.
Read the shampoo bottle
Yeah.
or some shit,
legitimately.
I yell at myself sometimes. I'm like going to grab my phone. It's like, you can be fine for 45 seconds or whatever, 2 minutes, 5 minutes on the toilet. It doesn't fucking
I know.
matter. But that's what I see a lot. And it's like, I'm trying not to be judgy when I see parents do it. And like, okay, every once in a while, whatever. But I'm like,
exactly.
I see you doing that immediately right away. And I can tell that's not a once in a while thing. That looks like the norm. And I'm like, oh, that's so disappointing.
I know. It's tough. I mean, like I said, you can't put yourselves in their shoes in their day to day. And of course, we get it. Work is stressful and tiring, and then you have to worry about the kids. But I mean, that's what you kind of sign up for. But I think most importantly is taking that away and maybe, like I said, go build a fire. I mean, I know it's probably not the best decision, but make them work their
Boy Scouts build fires all the time.
There you go. Work the brain, get them creative, start getting those juices flowing, but
Proper structure.
yeah.
I'll give credit to my brother and my sister-in-law. Do a really good job with my niece and nephew. Like when they're out there, it's if my niece gets really like excited and lets out a little scream, it's hey, inside the we don't scream here, and she's good at it. Like she doesn't scream a lot. She's not crawling like monsters. Like I when I used to bartend, people used to have the kids crawling on the. No, that shit doesn't happen. And there's no iPad, so it's good. It's a lot of fun. You just need to have that energy. You really do need to have that energy.
Yes.
And like you said, you sign up for it, so you have to like be there.
Right. It's all balance. Everything is a balance, and you gotta just make sure that they're not consumed by all this stuff. And what happens is it can lead down to very scary roads. And not to take a parting way on this conversation, but it kind of segues.
Sure.
My niece, which is my wife's sister's daughter, Florida, was on this art app or whatever, and then starts having this conversation with another user. Well, that user, I guess, was trying to lure her or something like that.
Fucked up, yeah.
Right.
The apps are worth because those things aren't monitored
Right.
as much as anything else.
So this was like a predator.
Pretty much.
How old was your niece? Was the niece at the time?
She was. I noticed that she was, I think, either 8th grade or 9th grade.
Scares me.
Yeah, and she got approached in her high school, or maybe middle school, by, I guess what do you call like predators?
Yeah.
So they go
to school.
in the school. They are bold now.
Yeah.
and they'll go in, and I guess it was in a corridor or like a staircase where there's no cameras.
That's
and
so fucked up.
approached her, asked her if she wanted to like get out of school and go and have fun or whatever. She said no, got really traumatized by it, and went to the police, went to the school. They kind of brushed her under the rug, acting like this might be a cry for help or something like that. But I think their goal is to maybe find a kid that doesn't have a good home life, that would be open to doing that, and then
or just naive. You
Yeah,
know,
that
like,
too.
Like your niece happened to be smart enough to say, "No, this is sketchy.
This is weird."
Yeah, some kids are like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to go to school. Fuck yeah, who's this guy? I don't care."
Yeah,
You know what's crazy though? How the school's first inkling when a girl comes scared running to them is to be like, it's a cry for help instead of, there's a man in our fucking school. Let's go investigate.
right.
This. Like,
And it's almost like they kind of knew it. I don't know. I don't know the full story, but it didn't get the attention it needed.
that's fucked.
And I don't know if that's something that maybe it's just a shrug of the shoulders. I don't know.
I mean, if they got caught with someone sneaking on the kids, the school campus through everything. I mean, is there security guards? I know a lot of schools now have some kind of.
I don't know. Maybe I
but-
should have had some more info on the story,
and-
but
No, but I mean,
But my whole thing is like that just looks bad on the school now.
For sure.
Yeah, anyone could just walk in here whenever they want,
exactly.
so they don't want it to be public.
yeah,
to
but
be
still,
real.
that's. I mean,
Yeah, it's fucked up. But
It is.
people covering their ass. They don't care about making sure kids are safe. They care about covering their ass.
That's
Right,
true.
right.
Yeah.
Just because they're teachers doesn't mean that they're good with kids.
Dude,
Exactly.
that is a problem. A lot of people these days want to cover their ass more so than do the right thing.
For sure.
And I get it, right? When you know you're about to get in trouble, you're like, fuck. And it's hard when you have to make that hard conversation. Like, yeah, dude, I fucked up. But guess what? That 5 minutes, 10-minute discussion, right? Or maybe 5 days is better than having that linger and linger.
Yeah.
and linger.
Oh, yeah.
It would eat at me.
For
I
sure.
couldn't do that. It would eat at me.
Well, that's unfortunate. The dark side of society
Yeah.
that that people just care. To each his own. But they care about themselves, and it's a dog eat dog world. And I try to tell myself that sometimes, just because how I operate is very genuine and honest,
Yeah.
and I think it goes a long way.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it does. It does. The problem, not the problem, but the difficult part with that is like having the balance of coming across that way and not being jaded when that you run into the selfish people or whatever, or the people that comes across as like super friendly and really they're fucking backstabbers or they're just clinical narcissists.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh fuck everyone. It's the balance of it all. It's
tough.
like nope, it's
I know.
one person.
I know.
What's up?
No, I was saying I always give people the benefit of the doubt, which could also be a negative.
It depends, right? Some people, there's a difference between malicious intent and mistake, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, you want to give someone the benefit of the doubt, okay. But if that person then does it again to take advantage of you, it's like, all right.
Right.
Like, you got to
Right.
fucking...
My wife's very good at picking up on those things, and I always thought that I had more of that insight. But when things start unraveling, she's like, "Oh, I knew it." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's
Intuition,
right.
man.
You
It's real.
said something about that." And again, I guess I just had the blinders on. I'm
Yeah.
trying to just see like the good in people and in its entirety, but maybe they're not as good as I thought. And
Yeah.
I always think about that too. I'm like, I'll be that guy that's like waking up in a bathtub or something with my kidney gone or something. Made friends with like some guy at the bar. He's like,
the
hey,
movie
really
Hostel,
cool.
did they do that?
Yeah. I wake up in like a coffin or something, getting buried alive. That's like one of my biggest
shit was
fears.
Scary, yeah.
Fuck, dude. That don't even... Buried alive would... Oh. It has to be one of the top ways to die.
Yeah,
For sure.
I remember seeing.
But here's the
like-
thing: if you're passed out when they bury you, you're gonna have no oxygen by the time
That's
you
true.
wake up.
That's true.
That's true.
All
If you're
all right.
awake when they do that, then it's fucking freaky out.
Yeah, and let me rephrase what I said. Definitely not the top way to die. Top worst ways to die is what I meant to say.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to sign up for getting buried alive.
No.
Fuck that.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
And then are you in a coffin or are they just burying you with dirt? Because that's even more freaky.
Yeah.
You can't move, touch your
Right.
face, can't like protect yourself. There's just dirt on your face. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
dead instantly.
See, the thing is, Kill Bill Volume 2.
Haven't seen
Right.
it.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
You know what scene I'm talking about where she punches through the fucking
Yeah.
coffin? Yeah.
Yeah,
They buried her alive and she punches through the coffin and then climbs out. It's like, see, that's a false pretense for me because now I'm going to be like, all right, just fucking punch this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you'll just do whatever the fuck you need to. You
100%.
know, I mean,
Depends how much dirt's on you, though.
Yeah.
That shit's heavy.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Anyway, we can get off
Anyway.
talking about being buried
Well,
alive.
yeah.
Whatever ended up happening with your niece there? Did they? I mean, obviously they didn't help, but like, did your wife's sister, were they able to like tell this person on the user to fuck off or block them or?
I think it just came to a point where they just had to block them and gave her awareness that these people don't have good intentions, whether you think they do or not. And you're finding these kids at like such a, what's the right word to use? Just a pure side. Like they're pure,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they don't know.
Naive.
Yeah. Naive. And they're innocent. And unfortunately, when bad things happen like this, that innocence gets taken away. And then that's when people have, you know, deeper seated issues as they get older. And I think that's like one of the most disgusting parts is when people take kids' innocence for their own pleasure and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Like there's one level, like there's, because Dr. Gus is on and talked about dealing with some people like this, but there's like the person that like goes through trauma and then end up doing themselves. Like that's fucked up. Like I understand how you got there but it's like you're now doing it to someone else. That's fucked up. But like there's some people out there that have these things and like don't do it. It's like, okay, you're still a creep, but at least you're not actually executing what you want to do.
Right.
Like it's just the innocence of kids, man. Just like there's helpless victims, and then there's like the next level down is like or up whatever is the kids. It's like they're literally the most helpless. Plus they're expecting you to be the adult.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Yeah. That's where they prey on them, right?
Yeah. And then
vulnerability.
like you said, you just fuck people up, and then you know, unfortunately, are now adults in society with these, you know, fucked up issues, and hopefully, they don't go a bad route with that.
Yeah, it is an epidemic, you know, with like, I was gonna say with fucking kids, and I meant that just like figuratively, but also unfortunately, literally.
Yeah,
it's a disgusting thing, and it needs to be dealt with right away.
Well, they all just need to get shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why not?
One of the problems though is that the people, they first off, some of these people, I don't know how you haven't gotten caught yet, but some of them are really fucking sneaky.
Yeah.
They know their ways. Like this guy knew to go to the school in the fucking stairwell where there's no cameras.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah, and you know what? You just bring that up too, and now it just brings back to something you said. That guy knew where to go. Now, obviously, it's common sense that the stairwells sometimes don't have the cameras, but sometimes they do. So how did he know it didn't have the camera?
Maybe.
I can't make accusations on the school because I'm just hearing the story like this, right?
Right.
But that's a little strange.
No, you know that it's so rampant in this world, and again, it's kind of something that hit closer to home, but it's also just, again, very surprising that they went in during the day into a school and had the audacity of executing this. And then maybe that's the hand they wanted to play. Like, let's do it where people would least expect. But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the kid would be a little less on guard during the day with around a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Oh, this must just be a teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know how we got down that road. But
we got down that road with
social media.
Yes.
But
are you on social media or no?
I am not engaging. It actually gives me anxiety.
So it gives you. So is this something that I guess has grown since it grew on you?
Yeah, because I think for us, well, what was it? 11th grade when I first got my first cell phone, and then it just blew up from there.
What kind of phone was it? Flip phone?
Yeah, it was like a Motorola.
Yeah, the Razor.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, it was great. You know, I mean, you were one of the few that had it, and then over time, I think again as it just blossomed. You know, now you have Apple and Android, and these phones now are just they're black holes.
Yeah. They're also tracking devices, dude.
That too.
Yeah,
tracking.
they literally are tracking.
Every app requires you to give access to everything, so they know everything in your phone and when you're talking and whatnot. Yeah.
No, you know what's funny? So we always talk about AI all the time, which I want to know what your opinion is on AI. So AI can be very, very helpful, right?
Sure.
Especially in business, especially in what you're doing when we have some issues here with the computer. It's very helpful. But I'm very much not for AI because I think in the wrong hands and in my opinion, their ultimate goal is to use it as a spying tool, right?
Of course.
I mean, they're collecting all the data that you're giving them. You know, it's free to use. It's only free because they're holding all the data.
Yeah.
They
Right.
can do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Right.
So usually when I download apps on the phone, this is where I'm going with the story. I always disallow the access to the microphone. But with Claude, what am I doing? I found out I can speak into Claude in Italian and it'll shoot shit back at me and correct me.
Yeah.
So now I gave it access to my mic and I'm in the car and I'm like, this thing is listening to me talking right now and
Sure.
singing. And I'm like, but you don't want to know what? The phone, regardless, even if I didn't give it access, it's still listening.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just how much of what apps are listening.
Yes.
Is it just Apple or is it everyone?
Exactly.
Right.
So what do you think the AI is going with that?
Well, just make sure when you're talking to Claude or ChatGPT, you say thank you.
Please
I
and
always
thank
say
you.
thank you.
Have you seen that cartoon clip where it's like the Terminators?
Yes, I know.
And
where
then
you're
like they salvage the one. He's like, oh well, he said thank you to all of his prompts, so keep him alive.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking of right now.
I mean,
You hear that, Claude?
yeah. There is like anything. It's there's positive, negative, but that's the problem is that when it gets into the wrong hands and used for things that aren't conducive for society, that's when it can have a bad turn to things. And I always just try to think, and maybe that comes from movies, right? Like Matrix and the one with Johnny Depp, I forget what it was called. But what if this thing has its own mind and then has its own consciousness and then has this just ingrained, tapped into all of our systems and I don't know. Who knows? Takes over? I don't know.
Fact check me here. Which wasn't there like the creators of some AI told it to delete itself and it said no?
I listened to Rogan.
Right?
Yeah, I listened to Rogan on that. He had someone who is in the AI world, and he said that specific one was prompted to do that. So they're not inherently designed to do that. But if you prompt them to like protect yourself or whatever, then they'll do it. Allegedly, I don't know what the full story is.
Yeah, but hold on that. Dragon Ball Z fans here? Haven't seen that.
I know of it.
All right. Well, so there. I mean, I'm a very new fan of it, but the what's it called? There was
New fan?
Yeah, dude.
I just getting this now.
I just got into this now. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a scene where this doctor, like evil scientist, creates androids, right?
Okay.
And the androids killed this fucking doctor because it went against its master. But it's like, so these things aren't inherently designed to do that. But what if they get a mind of its own? Like you
Sure.
said.
Sure. I mean, then you look at the Uber and those ones that have like
Waymos?
self-driving cars. I mean, you have someone that's sophisticated and educated enough that they could take those cars all over and frickin' do whatever. I mean,
Brother, you couldn't pay me money to get into a fucking.
Here's the fucked up part, though. Is like, take away the drive of this car stuff. They can hack modern cars. Everything is electronic now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everything is controlled. Your brakes are controlled electronically. Like there's a brake pedal, but there's sensors in there, so they can stop you from hitting the brakes.
Dude, that's like a movie where
They can control the steering. Like
100%. That's a good way to kill someone too.
Like
assassinate.
There was I think it was a reporter or someone that allegedly they hacked his gas pedal and it was full throttle. But they have it's called drive-by-wire. All the cars have been drive-by-wire for 30 years at this point, 20, 30 years. So back then they could do that. They couldn't do anything with the steering and the brakes, but now everything's ingrained, so you're screwed. They want to hack it, they can.
And 2027 now it's gonna have what is it gonna? Isn't 2027 cars are gonna have something now?
They're
where
trying to get the cameras in that thing or something.
cameras. Yeah.
I don't know if that's going.
2027 car, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to go through or not.
Yeah, hopefully not. So here's the thing, and it'll segue into one of the other topics here, and I'm going to tie it together. We talk about artificial intelligence, right? And all these cool things that it can do and how fucking quick, right? But it's funny because it's almost like a slap to the face for what we are, and not just us three, just humans in general, where the intelligence inside in the brain, in the soul, that's the pure intelligence, right? That's what that's what my opinion is. I'm very curious. I'm going to tie this in somehow. Your experience with psychedelics and what that opened up with your mind, because a lot of people who go on to, and I know we spoke off air, you haven't done ayahuasca yet. A lot of people who take those or make maybe mushrooms, they really have like an actual out of body experience or something more with nature, with God, with the universe.
Of course.
What has that opened up for you? When doing it? And what were your, and even if you had like funny ones or bad trips, like what I want to know, because I've never done them.
Of course, and I know it's something that's very difficult for people to digest because a lot of people don't want to do psychedelics. They don't want to be they want to be in control, and I know a lot of people like that. It tied back to when I was growing up. I was an angry kid. I was unhappy because of my upbringing and everything that was kind of happening to me. And a friend of mine came home from college and had some LSD. I didn't.
Shit.
Yeah.
There's mushrooms and there's LSD.
Yeah, I didn't think twice about that. So he gives me a tab. I take it. We're playing volleyball, and all of a sudden the sand and everything starts warping, and it was just this heightened euphoric sense that was very gratifying for me. And that was based off of just the visuals and like that feeling of just elevating your senses and your vision, and it was just fun. And I ended up taking it a good amount of times in my life, but it was always done in an act of enjoying the ride. And I think, again, as I always talk about the third eye,
Yes, the
it opens up the pineal gland. And you always hear people talk about these things, but I think what was great about it is you were able to just have a deeper sense of who you were and who you are. And there's always should be intentions when you're tripping, which I didn't really have. I was just having fun.
You just see the sand.
Your intention was, let's do this.
Yeah, and I. But then I would go through these experiences and find out more about myself and have more of an open mind. So I wasn't as angry anymore. It was almost therapeutic, and it really helped in developing me in my 20s and as I got older. And I felt like I had a higher sense of well-being when it came to being empathetic and being able to relate to people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it had its own effects on me when it came to developing who I am today. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've done mushrooms before too, and they're now more medically set up for people to go into like the microdosing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That can really help with PTSD, because they now do ketamine, they do MDMA, and they're done in like a controlled substance. But there's more to it, and I think that if someone's struggling or going through something, that maybe just talking about it or medication from the big pharma, that's not going to give you maybe that organic discovery of who you are. And I never shied away from it. I always enjoyed it, and I always recommend people try it, but everyone's different, and I can't put myself in their position because, yeah, they could have a bad trip.
Yeah.
And I've had one, not, I want to say, yeah, it was more scary. We were in Baltimore, and
Baltimore. Okay. Already starting off on the wrong foot.
Yeah. No. Also, a friend of ours she was dating a bandmate of this band, their jam band. I'm into like jam bands and music festivals. Like, that was always part of that experience too. Pigeons playing ping pong.
That's the name of the band?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was the trip that you had. Pigeons, but that's the name of the band.
That's the name of the band.
Okay, got it.
Sounds like a jam band.
Yes. So we go to the show. It's New Year's. They end up having an after party at the house.
Sure.
And their house was already a trip in itself. So my buddy had liquid LSD. So basically a vial. He's going around like dropping it to everyone, and I was like, yeah, let me get some. And when he went to drop it, someone hit his hand, and
Oh God.
the whole vial kind of just went in. No. And in the moment, I've done it plenty of times. So my fear was never intact with what just transpired. And we let the night go on.
So how many dosages do you think you got?
I was at least like 20 to 30.
Holy shit.
And now, because I don't understand it, you're only supposed to do one dose, right? Like
One little drop.
A drop.
Yeah, not like a whole fucking vial.
You drank the whole universe, bro.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was...
That's
so,
Joey Diaz level of fucking going
dude,
hard.
yeah, people do that intentionally. Like, I would never. But, yeah, so we're like at the party. We're playing ping pong, and it's...
Beer pong or ping pong?
Beer pong.
Because I see you doing this. Okay.
Yeah. And it's almost like all your like mobility and everything just like stops working. It's just stopped working, and then I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, this is not good. Like I couldn't even talk.
Did you have to remind yourself how to breathe?
Yes.
No, that's
Because
scary,
I've seen
bro.
this in like movies.
That's
and stuff.
scary, dude.
It's almost like So
Oh,
I told
fuck
my buddy,
that.
I'm like, hey man, I gotta go like lay down. This is not good. And again, I've always been the instigator. I've always been like the party guy in the sense of taking those rides and having the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got into this serious state, they're like, oh shit, like there is something wrong. And so they take me upstairs. I don't know where the hell I was. I just laid on this floor, and then I got back up, and I guess I came back downstairs, and I was basically saying it again. And then that's when it started really freaking me out that I'm just like losing control of everything. And I go back up, and I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, when you ever go to those like psych wards, and there's just that guy or girl just sitting in a chair staring out a window and doesn't say shit.
Yeah.
I was literally like out of my body. I thought I was going to be that guy that they have to send to a psych ward.
Wait, you were seeing yourself?
I was gone. I was in some celestial sphere area. I have no idea.
What are you feeling in that very moment, staring down at yourself?
That was when I got scared. Like I went too far. You know, usually when I trip, it was more. You walk that line, but there's always something pulling you back to what this reality is. And that's where I was like out of this reality. And I kind of put it in the same sense, so it didn't stop there. So,
Fuck.
yeah, I go to lay down again, and it's literally like a door to the this reality. It's almost like as if a door opened to go into like behind the scenes, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Behind the green curtain kind of thing?
yeah, but it was in my whatever that world was, and I go behind the scenes, and then it's just almost like there's like a giraffe that walked by, and then there's like circus music and all this stuff, and then it got real serious where I like warped to this white room, bright ass white room. And I think internally I always wanted to figure out like what the reason is why we're here and what we're doing on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden these two tall, thin beings, I guess, I don't know what they were. I couldn't make out who they were conversing with one another, like saying like, should we tell them, should we tell them the truth? Should we give them the truth? All this shit. And I don't really remember like coming out of that, but I do remember being in this bright white room with these two tall beings and them conversing about me.
Do you think you were actually in a different dimension?
I don't know. That's why, again, I think where our brains and where those things can go, I don't know. I don't know if it was a figment of my imagination. It was just, influenced by drugs. But I think when you get to that level, I might have teleported to another. Maybe I, broke the code and figured out how to break away from this reality and find that other place or
You
whatever.
know what, man? That's giving me chills right now.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past that, because here's the thing. I've never done psychedelics, all right? Drugs in general, and there are bad drugs, right?
Of course.
But drugs in general do get, like LSDs and psychedelics, do get a bad rep, right?
Well, of course.
But why? Right? So why are we being... Look, this is from someone who's never done it before. Are we being tricked, and that's actually the good thing?
Well, don't you guys remember the stories when the government would do those tests with
LSD?
LSD to
Yeah,
control?
CIA, yeah.
So they know the power that's in it.
Yeah.
Now,
and there's so I'm gonna cut you off right there.
No, you're fine.
There's a couple people that have been, I forgot who it was, for what was the government agency that did the Operation Midnight Climax was done by
I would think everything is the CIA.
yeah,
right?
but there was a specific group. It was a project called
OSS, NSA.
no, it was the project name for all the LSD studies.
Oh.
But Marilyn Man,
yes.
Marilyn Manson.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Mockingbird. Paper.
Operation Mockingbird. Whatever.
Mockingbird.
I think it was Mockingbird.
I'm gonna look it up.
Anyway,
Keep going.
I forget the guy who's like the head of all the LSD stuff on that. He went to a certain, I forget who it was. I want to say it was like, I can't remember who it was, but he would go and interact with people that were like arrested, and I forget who they were. And as soon as they leave, they would go. He leaves, they would go crazy. And it's like when you're talking about this, it's like they're on a terrible LSD trip.
Sure.
And I'm sure that whatever they're doing, I think it might be right with Mockingbird.
Yeah.
No.
Charles Manson, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. It's Operation.
But whatever they're doing, they're playing around with it. It's not just LSD.
Oh, okay. There is no official opera. Get fucked, AI.
That's a lie.
They fucking declassified it.
Oh yeah, no.
Or I should say this: they declassified the studies with LSD.
Sure.
And they know what they're doing. We had a buddy of ours. You're gonna be able to find it better than me. We had a buddy of ours on here, Sean, who loves all this stuff. He gets like the FOIAs and like prints them out, like the FOIA documents for the declassified.
Oh wow!
Them out. He came on the show.
Cool.
He was talking about it, and one of them was how the CIA was documenting how a kid, I think it was a kid or a subject. I don't know if it was a human or excuse me, man or a kid. But they were removing
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra, thank you. Yeah, what am I talking about?
You should tell Claude they're wrong. MK Ultra is what I'm talking about. That's a fact.
and with MK Ultra and in it as well, this kid was moving beans out of a fucking jar with his mind. And this is why I am very much of the belief. No,
yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
But this is all the shit that, like, it's funny that I'm having all these conversations now, right when I tapped into subconscious mind, being connected to what I believe God, right?
Sure.
And how it's like everything for me is what are we not being told?
Okay? Of course.
And if they are declassifying work that could show how people are fucking removing beans from a fucking jar with their mind, then that expression we've always been told as kids that we're only using 10% of our brain makes more sense.
Yes.
And I think it's about tapping into, this is my opinion, it's about tapping into those powers.
Yes.
And I think the LSD trip you had with the 20 doses opened up your mind and it made it more malleable.
Yes, you're spot on with that, because normally whenever I go through these trips, one thing that always happened every single time was my brain my head would be on fire. And that's kind of what it does. It opens up different pathways in your brain that you don't normally use and can add to the effect of the trip or whatever. Like, I believe that I had a telepathic conversation with a friend of mine who was also tripping, where I was saying to him, are we literally talking right now without saying words? And he's like, yes. And I was like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy.
This is the same trip you're having that
this is a different one.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like looking at him. We're not saying a word.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, we're having a conversation. And then at the end, I'm like, dude, did we just fucking telepathically have a conversation? And he was like, yep. And I'm like, holy shit. But I don't know. But to those points, there's so much rewiring in different aspects of the brain that opens up, and you can have these experiences. There's also DMT, which is a whole nother thing.
Have you ever fucked around with DMT?
Yes.
So before getting it, because I'm going to ask you your experience with that, the one thing that always tripped me the fuck out about it, and I don't know if it's fake or not, is the story about how you can live a 60-year life and then it's only 10 minutes. Like, that would, like, what if that's happening? Like, you know why it fucks me up? What if that's happening to me right now?
Got a story for you.
Oh, no.
Well,
tell it right
luckily
now.
for me, so I guess I was just always like happy-go-lucky with all these experiences. And again, I don't promote this. I'm not telling people to go do this. You should talk to maybe, a friend or a doctor or someone that is in those fields that can do it in a controlled way. I just got benefits from it, from my upbringing and my demons and things like that. But I did it one night after a show, and everything was like turned into Mario World. Everything was Mario. It was freaking fun and crazy. And it only lasts not even 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And, I just kept on doing it a couple times, and everything was just fun. But my buddy who did it went through that, and he came out a totally different person. Saw the rise and the fall of the Mayans, the pyramids. Crazy.
Wait, so he lived 4,000 to 5,000 years ago and experienced
the whole
that
journey of civilization to the start of like the Mayans and the pyramids and all that stuff. He was present and then went through time, I guess, in that 5-minute window, and just like got shot out, and was, again, he's still not completely different, but definitely changed his mindset on things and how he operates in life now.
But that's crazy in itself. So that in itself is crazy and would be a fucking trip and scary as shit.
Right.
But did he? Because the whole, I don't know the time period of that was he experiencing time 1 year at a time?
No, that would be insane.
That's what I thought it was.
No, because if you think, wow, that would be scary. That'd be crazy.
Because it's happening instantly, but you're experiencing it.
There's like a movie about that or something.
So
it's like Ant-Man.
Shout out again, Dragon Ball Z. They have to train in like this capsule thing where it only goes for 1 day, but you spend a year in there.
Right.
So it's like, and this brings me. Let's go back to this. We're gonna go back to this, but this brings me to another thing. Are these movies and TV shows secretly telling us shit that's actually real and putting it in there, and then you say, "Oh, well, this is bullshit." Oh, Justin's bullshit. He saw that on a fucking TV show. Justin's bullshit. He just tripped. That's why he saw this. But in reality, it's not bullshit.
No, I've always wanted to go deeper in the way of going through these trips. It's so hard to put into words, but it's almost as if you're like on the edge of the galaxy, and you can almost kind of fall into it, and then wherever and whatever happens goes. But that's why I want to, eventually go down to Peru and experience ayahuasca. I think that's another personal development part of me that wants to experience that as well for everything I go through. And
the throwing up
like
part kind of deters me.
It doesn't happen every time, but yes,
it's common enough that people talk about it.
It's the purging.
Yeah.
So
I have a feeling that's going to be needed.
I met a couple. I know a few people that have done it, and one of them one guy was really, really he was like, yo, I'm going to be open-minded about this, blah, blah, blah. And he said it had no effect on him. He just said it had an effect. And then for him, it wasn't that it was, you know what? He left the retreat early. He just didn't want to do it. He was like, it didn't really have an effect. I thought it
sure.
would have. The other guy that I met there, right? That's that guy's friend, said that he went through a bad breakup, right? And the one thing that he remembered was he went through a trip and Mickey Mouse was there.
Okay.
No, but it was it's weird. But he's like Mickey Mouse is there and he was walking, right?
Hello.
And yeah, literally. And he said that he looked into the house where his ex was with another man, but he was looking at him looking into the house.
Yeah.
So
looking at who's him? Mickey Mouse?
No, sorry. This guy, right?
Yeah.
Was looking at himself, looking into the house of his ex-girlfriend
with another
guy, being fixated on it.
Mm-hmm.
And all it taught him to do was I think it was Mickey Mouse or something tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, just keep walking. That's all you got to do."
Right.
So it's the moral of the story was the more you fixate on something, the bigger that thing becomes.
Right.
So you take your attention away from it.
Yeah, I think everyone's intention needs to be some in some way with intention in what you're trying to get out of it. People I've talked to, they were addicts and different things that help them curb those demons inside of them. And one gentleman I talked to indicated that they were in a circle and the shaman's dressed in white in each hands. And what usually happens is they call it an ego death. You just tear away everything that whether your ego, and you start in hell, and then he kind of just climbs his way up to heaven.
Started in hell and climbed his way up
so
to
he's,
heaven.
he's going through all of his addictions and all the bad things he did, and there was a guy that goes around with him, and she said, "Oh, you got a lot of darkness in you," and he was like, "Okay," and then he told me that it looked like she was pulling black snakes out of his mouth.
Damn.
Oh, fuck.
In the sense of purging the evil.
Yeah.
And she's like, "All right, well, go to the shaman." And he said, as soon as he started crawling, his hands were tiger paws, and he was crawling to the shaman, who was the guiding light, the heaven. But even more than that, you're in the Amazon, so the trees. You see the people tree huggers and stuff.
Yeah.
You're just connected even more to energy and to the granular level of what life is. And some people take it for what it is, and some people are like, yeah, I could care less. Like, I want to go to the Yankees game and, drink some beer. I don't know.
Well, look. Now you have my mind going like a million miles per hour right now. So, like, there's convenience, right? So right now I have shoes on. We all have shoes on. It's very convenient. I don't want to be walking outside on barefoot on the fucking concrete. It's going to hurt, especially if it's hot, right?
Right.
Convenience. But then, with the tree huggers, isn't it crazy how way back in the day there wasn't cement or, cement like we have it today? People were walking barefoot on the grass with nature, connected with nature.
Correct.
Now, I'm not one of those people who's going to go out there and do that, but what am I missing?
Well, they always say, too, when you travel and you want to get grounded, you should take your shoes off and walk near the nearest piece of grass or whatever, which I did in England when we went, and people were kind of like staring at me, but my wife was like, what are you doing?
They're English. Who cares?
Yeah, I was
Go
like...
drink your shitty tea water.
Yeah, I was like, I got to get grounded. I'm tired. So I took my shoes off and was just
I've
walking
never
around
heard
my
that
bare
before,
feet.
but I should try that next time.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
did you you have to go on grass though, right?
you have to be on earth.
Yeah.
But they say to plant yourself. Sorry, in the sense, when you get the travel hangover, et cetera, and time difference, a way to kind of rebalance yourself is to ground yourself with taking your shoes off.
Did you notice any difference?
Not really.
Just a bunch of people staring at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man.
That wakes you up. Everyone's just staring at you like, what did I do?
You know what, though?
Why is this guy taking his shoes off?
No, but you want to know what? All right, so...
I want to touch grass. Leave me alone.
No, but seriously, though, at work today, at lunch, after I ate lunch, I walked right around, doing the loop that everyone does. We have, a nice little pond there. Dude, I went outside, and right when the sun hit my skin, I felt instantly better.
Sure. I'm not depressed. Yeah, I'm supposed to be outside all day long, not in a fucking cubicle all day
right?
long.
Vitamin fucking D.
Yes, and then also was it Andrew Huberman, the circadian rhythm. You should have sunlight. Hit
15 minutes of sunlight as soon as you wake up.
I'm so happy I've ditched the. I finally did it. Took years. I ditched the alarm clock.
I can't do that.
So here's the reason.
Explain to me.
Oh, I ditched the alarm clock. I still set it just in case I would ever sleep over. I still set it for the time, but before I go to bed, I started telling myself to train because we train jiu-jitsu together.
Okay.
I start training at 6:30 a.m. now. So I told myself I want to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. That's all I said. Or around 5. I want to go to jiu-jitsu tomorrow. That's what I want to do. I didn't put any pressure on it. And now my body for Tuesdays and Wednesdays will wake me up. But here's the bad part. Now I get up at 5:30 every fucking day.
Yep. You got to do it every day.
Yeah,
you
do it every
can't change
day.
it. Huberman talked about that too.
Yeah. But
It's better to be consistently when you go to sleep every time.
100%.
And wake up every time.
100%. And guess what? Guess what wakes me up every fucking goddamn morning? The nice little sunlight that comes in. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy the sun. I mean, if I could sit on my front porch with a cup of coffee in the morning and just have the sun hit me, like, it's the best.
Dude, that sounds amazing.
It's just simple things. It doesn't need to be complicated. I get big energy from the sun. I mean, I deal with seasonal depression. Like, that gets to me so much, more than others maybe. But, the wintertime here is tough.
Yeah, it is tough. Especially at Cali and Maryland, boy. Maryland, you're right by the water.
Maryland's kind of similar. My wife's actually from Florida. She likes it because she likes the seasons. She grew up constantly where it is always sunny.
Just always hot and humid.
Like Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. So those elements up here are great. But it's just that dead of winter. And we have a new dog, so he needs to go out. Yeah. Thank you. Teddy.
Don't you love having 2 feet of snow to shovel room so he can go to the bathroom?
Well, he loves snow.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to take a shit in 2 feet, though.
Yeah, no. Yeah, seriously. But I can't, in the wintertime, I'm either in my snow pants and my hoodie, and that's all I'm in, because I'd have to change every time to take him out. So, because I have to walk him. And it's cold at like 6 a.m.
Yep.
It's the last thing you want to be doing.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
You guys in an apartment house?
Yeah, an apartment
That's
right now.
Yeah, we got the yard, so.
Yeah, that's
just let him out. Yeah.
And then if he doesn't go to the bathroom, you're like, dude, you gotta
Come on,
do
dude.
something.
He's like, no, I don't want it. It's cold.
I'm
Yeah.
freezing my balls off literally.
Yeah, he's like, no, I
What
want to
kind of
play. He's a mini golden doodle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so my last name is Bear, so we named him Teddy, which is
Teddy Bear.
yeah, he's a human. He's literally a human.
Yeah.
We didn't have to crate train him. We didn't have to potty train him. He doesn't run away when you take him off leash. He's good with kids. He's good with other dogs. It was crazy. Like we tried to reprimand him one time. We put him in the kennel, and a normal dog would kind of like cry or whimper or bark.
He just lay down?
And he just sat there and stared at us for like 40 minutes. And I'm like, I don't think you're taking this as punishment. He's just like, why am I in this cage right now? He's like a human in a dog's body. We can't watch TV. He'll bark at everything, whether it's fighting, dogs, animals, whatever. It's crazy. He's like a human. It's
It's funny how my dogs don't. Like, they'll see stuff on the TV, but not every once in a while, one dog will see a dog and freak out. But otherwise, the TV's not an issue.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, he's got an Aussie as well. Jumping the whole time, barking at the screen.
Yeah.
Like, jumping fucking 5 feet in the air, barking at the screen.
It's impossible. I mean, we literally can't watch shows because he is so in tune to what's going on. Like, because I'll watch soccer and I had him on my lap as a puppy, and he would watch the soccer ball go back and forth. I'm like, this little dude knows what's going on right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I say this in jest, but also not in jest because I know it's something that you take seriously. But if you were to do a little bit of this, going on one of your trips, you might have some insane conversations with him.
Oh man,
I'm being serious. Like you might fucking have some.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We definitely would.
Telepathic conversation with
right?
your dog.
Yeah.
Dude, feed me more.
Yeah.
No, dude, I don't want you fat. I don't care.
Oh man, no, that'd be a good cheat code,
Right.
But man, that'd be interesting.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, they always say don't look at yourself in the mirror when you're tripping.
Don't tell me you start talking to yourself.
No, you're just like looking into your eyes, and then it just becomes this whole weird.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, no.
No. Oh, yo, dude. Like, what's that movie? Green Goblin from Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man 1?
Yeah.
Dude, that shit would be crazy.
Right. But no, he's great. It's nice. My wife and I were not sure if we're gonna have kids, but it's a great position to have a dog, and he's honestly the exact
Getting spoiled.
dog
Yeah.
that I would want.
Yeah.
When you think about having a dog, he's great. So
Yeah,
no
it
bias.
sounds like awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I want to bring
How
him
old
to
is he?
work.
Yeah.
He's gonna turn 2 in August.
Oh, wow.
Are we allowed to do stuff like
Honestly, someone did bring their dog.
You can get a certified therapy dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a service dog, it's a therapy dog.
Yes.
Service dogs require a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
Therapy dog. Service dog, you just fill out the paperwork yourself.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but
No, we can take him anywhere.
Yeah.
He'll just sit there and won't make a noise. People like have their dogs like, oh, he never does this.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
This dog's fucking annoying as shit right now.
yeah, I know that.
We met up with a friend we haven't seen in a long time. He's like, man, is your dog still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's like, man, that's a good dog right there. I'm like, hey man.
Yeah, maybe you should.
You guys got lucky because Golden Doodles. So a couple friends with them, and a friend from college has 2. And you find out the hard way once you get into it. They went to a bad breeder, and you don't know this because sometimes they charge out the wazoo, and every dog is different. But the Golden Doodles are the number one looked after dog. Like people want those because they're
Yes.
right here.
Oh,
What
this
what
thing
you
is
have.
so fucking cute.
Yeah.
Tell me that's like your dog.
Oh, dude.
But
crazy.
so you get dogs like yours, and everyone thinks that's the golden. But then there's bad breeders out there.
Yeah.
Breeding in other countries are actually done properly. Here, it's just backyard breeding.
Really?
So that's the problem with a lot of the golden doodles is they don't come from good lineage, and then they're bad.
Oh my god.
Is this him as a puppy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's full grown.
Yeah, that's him as a puppy. He looks like
Yeah.
a stuffed animal.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's literally a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Fuck.
that's
But
a perfect name.
but there's also puppy mills,
Yeah.
which we almost went down. Thank God I vetted the place because they were like, "Oh, we'll meet you at the Boot and Bowling Alley and just bring $1,000." I'm like Nick, my wife, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah,
And I guess I checked it out, and they had horrible reviews. But what comes along with that is that all these dogs, since they're just constantly having puppies, they always come with issues.
Yeah.
And they'll be like a very sickly dog, and then you're constantly at the vet. He's got there's a lot of bad things that come along with it. So we found a company or family in Indiana They
I know that state actually has a lot of dog breeding.
really.
Yeah.
You know that.
I went down the rabbit hole. We got our mini Aussie from Ohio, but there's a lot of good breeders out in that state.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Okay. All right.
So-
but they interviewed me, and
They interviewed you? Okay, you're already starting off on a good foot.
yeah, I was like, yeah, all right, this is legit.
What
And-
type of questions do you get asked when you're?
No, are you active? Like, do you have a yard? Where do you live? Like, have you had dogs before? They really want to make sure that it's going to a good home.
Got it.
And they delivered him at 2 a.m. At night
Damn.
in a van, and because we wanted to fly him out, but they're like, well, we can get him to you sooner. And I'm like, okay. And so
Ours was flown from Ohio. It was like a 13-hour drive. Like the price difference was like an extra $100 for them to fly it, then to
Right.
drive there and come back. It's like,
Right.
all right, no brainer.
yeah.
It's convenient.
They had a whole bunch of dogs in that van. I'm like, you guys, I thought this was your only stop. They're like, no, we're going all up and down the East Coast. I was like, oh, good for you. Good
Wow.
for you.
God damn.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty dope.
it's a pretty good business model if you want to
Yeah, it's just it's how many dogs do they have that are in cycle of breeding, right?
right.
The place we got our Aussie from, it was one male, which is the easy part. You just got to put the seed in, and I think they had like 3 or 4 different females
Okay.
to cycle through.
Right.
But then, like how many litters are the females supposed to go through? You know?
Sure.
If these places are just cycling through every year, and
Yes.
going through a lot, it's like that's
Yes.
a lot on a dog.
It is, and that's when you can get the breakdown and them
Yeah.
not being like maybe a fully healthy dog or like a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife wants to clone him, and we'll see how that goes. I think Tom Brady did that to his
I
dog.
wouldn't be surprised.
That's
But here's the
insane.
thing: is like I can understand why you would want to, especially
That's
with him
awesome.
if he's that well tempered. But it's like that was your dog. This is not the same dog.
There's a
Let's-
soul. That's, you
Is he
can't-
snipped?
Yes.
Ah, that's the issue. I was gonna say just let him reproduce.
I know. We had to take him. We take him to doggy daycare, and
They make you do it. Don't get. I'm not going down that
Yeah.
rabbit
I
hole.
know. I felt really
I
bad.
don't.
Why? Because if not, they just hump all the other dogs.
It's
Yes.
yes, they can. My dog, my hound, my older one. I have 2.
Maverick.
Maverick's
Maverick's
on the
such a
left.
cutie.
Aussie's
Both
on the right.
Mav and May are both cute.
May's-
but
she's a typical Aussie.
Mav is like this, like little cute. He just looks up at you.
Yeah.
He's a snuggler.
Yeah.
But like our vet's like, no, just snip him off, and he'd be so much. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't changed a beat, and he still tried. We had a dogs out last weekend for my wife's friend's dog, and he does not stop trying to hump her.
Yes.
Does not stop.
Yes.
He doesn't have any balls, and it's like, what? Okay, cool, yeah. It's supposedly it's more testosterone. I don't-
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know. I felt bad when we had to do that, but for him to go to this daycare.
And there's also
thing.
health issues too, especially
Yes.
depending on how early you do it.
Yeah.
So you're really supposed to wait.
I know. I thought about myself. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man, that would suck.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I could not. I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that, dude. I could.
Yeah,
not.
and it's like, okay, if you have a female dog, snipping the male dog is like, okay, or you just the female gets.
Right.
You know, they actually do tube tying now, tube tying for dogs. So they because you're taking away the reproductive organs,
Right.
And it throws off the hormone cycles and stuff
Sure.
like that. So
Sure.
the only difference with the females is I think they can still go through heat cycles
Right.
with it. So I don't know. Yeah, we just snip both dogs.
Yeah. No, I've always grown up with dogs, and it was nice to finally,
Have your own.
yeah. Yeah.
How many dogs? You always had a dog in the house, or
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we had a Cocker Spaniel, Shadow from Homeward Bound, that movie. Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen that movie. It's
I
got
haven't.
Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
as the voice, and
it's
anyway.
been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Shadow from that movie.
Nice.
Then we had another dog named Bear who was crazy as shit.
His name is Behre.
Yeah. And then
What kind of dog was he?
Like
a mutt?
He was a mutt of something. He added more fuel to the fire with our craziness, me and my brother.
Yeah. Just tagging in.
Just shitting everywhere and pissing everywhere. Our house was a war zone.
Your dad worked. to not have to deal
Dude,
with it.
I don't know how the hell he did it, man.
The military discipline.
Seriously, I would have ripped our heads off. It was crazy times when we were kids, but it was fun. We did a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, no, I've always had dogs, and but when we were older, we were always busy doing stuff,
Yeah.
and we would have felt bad. Like, we don't want to get a dog and just put it in a
Yeah.
kennel all day, or whatever.
Not let him have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's always good to have a a nice little
Yeah.
dog around.
You guys
if
got spoiled.
dogs.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. Well, he eats like chicken and steak and
Oh, he's fucking bougie.
Yeah.
Dude, let's go.
it's insane, man.
Yeah, we
He
don't.
lives a
You
better
don't feed
life.
him kibble, do you?
Well, we try because we've gone through all these different brands, like Ollie, Farmer's Dog.
Yeah.
He'll eat it for like maybe a day or two,
Mm.
and then we'll stop eating
We
it.
do not freeze dried, dehydrated.
Yes.
We used to do raw, but it got so expensive, and
That's
my
what I'm
wife hated
saying.
dealing with it.
Yeah.
So
And
now we do dehydrated.
He's so picky.
You definitely have. Well, you went down the rabbit hole with kibble.
Yeah. My hound, he's allergic to beef, and I don't know if it's just like a switch flipped or whatever. At a certain point, he was just like, it was like a 3 months of just being up every night, him throwing up and stuff. What the fuck?
Damn.
The problem is he doesn't care that he's allergic to it. He'll eat whatever.
Of course.
He's a hound. He doesn't. He
Right.
just eats whatever.
Yep.
So, and this is kind of when I started going down the rabbit hole, and like my vet's like telling me I'm not feeding him enough. So I started feeding. He gained while throwing up every night. He is 50 pounds, 52.
Okay.
He got up to 70 pounds.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Because I thought I was underfeeding him. I was listening to a doctor, and then I had to figure out myself he's allergic to beef. And they're like, don't feed him. You got to feed him kibble. You can't feed him this stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not listening to you because you're wrong here. Kibble's garbage.
Yes.
So then we went down. My friend from college with the two doodles. She went down the rabbit hole, passed the information to me. So I went to the raw, started mixing it myself. Then I found, I think it was Steve's we were doing the like frozen patties. They were great because I don't have to do anything, just defrost it.
Right.
But it's so expensive
Yes.
with two dogs too. It's-
Yeah, I know. And because you want to give them stuff that's going to give them the essentials.
Yeah.
And
Well,
have them
the
throw them
kibble
through.
essentially is eating fast food.
Makes sense.
That's how I compare it. You eat McDonald's every night. You know,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, I can
substances
do
in
that
there,
too.
and there's also a bunch of crap.
Yes.
You know,
fuck
if
that.
it can sit on the shelf for months at a time, it's
Sure.
not healthy for you.
Right.
For
Right.
a dog, for you, it's not healthy. Like,
Yeah.
and they don't need as many carbs. They don't. So they need mostly meat. Essentially, they're carnivores.
Right.
They'll eat grass and stuff, but it's mostly
Yeah.
so. Yeah, but we do. I think it's Honest Kitchen.
Okay.
But your dog
Honest-
just is kind of picky.
He is so picky. We've gone through all the main
Yeah.
main ones.
He eats it for a while and then stops.
Yep. Just and
It's just not good enough.
he's like, yeah. I can't even do a British accent, but anyway, we cook him chicken, steak, ground beef, mixed vegetables. Like he eats just as good as a normal human.
Fuck, man. This
Yeah.
guy literally is a human.
Luckily,
Yeah.
he's tiny
Before.
enough. He won't be too expensive to do that.
Well, at least it's only one.
Yeah.
So
How was he? 20 pounds? 30?
27
Okay.
change, but I guess the vet said he needs to lose some weight. So
How much bigger is he than the photo you just
He's not terribly big.
May is 20.
He's like
Oh.
he's that now.
Oh, okay.
It's hard
Yeah,
to
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
put it into picture, but he's like he's
Yeah.
a good size. He's
Yeah.
not a big dog. He's not too small.
May's gonna stay that way.
May's
Just
20. Yeah, she got up to 32 pounds. So she was eating the same amount of food as my hound. And my hound's 50. She was 25. And then when we switched in the fall last year, she was still getting the same, and she gained like 5 pounds over the winter.
Wow.
And we're like, okay, so we cut her back. Now she eats half of it, which is like appropriate for her size now. But it's like, she turns 3 next week.
Okay.
So like she's an Aussie too. So
Right.
like, she's just getting out of the puppy phase.
Yes. Yes.
Still fucking her up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
She is she's like full of life, man.
Yeah. I've taken her mountain bike with me a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And like I have to force her to take a break.
Yes.
They don't fucking care. They just want to keep going.
They're just happy and
Yeah.
want to run for days. Yeah. Teddy's good. We can take him off leash when we go hiking, and he's just having the time of his life. It's good.
Yeah, it's fun.
We don't have that crazy dog where just like wants to run away, and like when you're trying to get it, just wants to run even farther, and then you're like, God damn, this dog! I can't even get this thing inside. But
Yeah. What else we got on this list?
Oh, let's see.
I feel like we touched one topic on there.
No, we touched maybe we did the psychedelics. But you know what? Let's do this. I want to merge two together, right? Because you spoke about your psychedelic experiences and how that, as a kid or a teenager,
Mhm.
helped you get rid of anger, get rid of the anxiety that you have, right?
sure,
But has that ever? Let's do two things: the depression and anxiety, right?
of course.
And how has any of this, if it has, affect your marriage, right? Because you had the marriage as well.
Yes. So I think because my mom I think she's like bipolar, and she's got manic depressed and
Sure.
whatever.
Is that sorry? You don't have to answer this, but is that like hereditary? Is that coming like a family trait kind of thing?
That's I'm curious on. I think I maybe again shielding my brother, but I guess I absorbed most of that crap. And yeah, I think when I was younger, it was getting harder to do things and be happy, and it really derailed who I was wanting to become. Like I had to drop out of college, and it put me in a path of figuring things out, and that's when I kind of started doing psychedelics and things to figure what else could help. And then I kind of put it on the back burner, and would go do CrossFit, would eat healthy, do all the things to organically, or what's the right word to use? That's holistic. Using holistic processes, because it's back to medication and all that stuff like that. It's also bad, especially with the side effects and things like that. So I had gone through a few different relationships, but it always was lingering, and maybe I would then use drinking and things like that to kind of suppress it. But it's always something that's present, and it sucks. And it's something I deal with every day. I go to therapy. I take medication. I finally had to kind of bend the knee to use that as a crutch, because I didn't want to. But once it starts to kind of affect your life and things like that, that's when I needed to do that.
Is it like you get into like a full state of like you just don't want to be around anybody?
To a certain degree. I mean, I'm very sociable. I mean, my wife hates it because we go out to to a restaurant or whatever, and I'm talking to every single person that's there. And
I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, I could talk to anyone, but I think that's more in the fact that I'm always curious, and I always enjoy talking to people and kind of hearing what their story is, whether they want to say it or not. And I'm always open. I talk about all this stuff with anyone. I don't sugarcoat it. I can't, because it'll eat away at me. And as I told you, and but yes, there are times where I just feel defeated, just exhausted. My social battery is so drained, and it ties into the depression. And it's tough though, because I went to a group, like a nonprofit, whatever, that met every night, and the lady next to me had not gotten out of bed in like 3 months. Like, that's how depressed she was.
Shit.
So I was like, whoa. I mean, I'm still operating. And that's how some people would ask me. They're like, how do you do it? I'm like, well, I don't have the luxury of having infinite money, and I could just do nothing. Like, I got to go to work. I got to do these things. I got to push through. But it does put in perspective how much it can affect people to a certain degree.
It's like the term, and I don't mean this, I'm not poking any, like, making this light or anything, but you know how there's the term when you get to a certain, like, sports, there's levels to this? There's levels to this.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go to work, great, right? You distract yourself, great, but that, you could have chose to stay home.
Of course.
Like that, and that lady is in bed for 3 months.
Right. No, there's definitely a
that's
element to it.
Powerful.
Yeah, to not let it get you or get me to a point where it's gonna dehabilitate me from doing things. And back to like I said, going through those experiences, I was able to have a deeper touch and sense with beauty in life, beauty in people, and I hold on to that to go through some of the tough times. It doesn't matter if you're depressed or not. Like, some days are gonna be bad and shitty, and some days are gonna be great and amazing. But it's just sometimes where it can like really take you down like to a deeper level that is harder to come back from than certain individuals. And I envy them 1,000%. Like, my wife, she doesn't understand depression. She's had to like kind of learn with it and grow with it, and anxiety and things like that. But she can just snap out of things very quickly, and it's amazing. But for me, it comes with a lot of extra baggage. It's deeper than that.
It's a lot more work to get out of it.
Yeah. And it sucks.
It's funny is like being able to snap out of it that quick, I feel like is supposed to be the norm, but it's not the norm. You know, I feel like your experience is more what people typically whatever level experience. The snapping out quick is like almost like a superpower.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
No, it's tough. And it almost like I said, it derails you, and like sometimes just doing a simple task could take days where you could just do it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's so weird. My brain is like a plate of spaghetti, and it's just it goes in so many different directions. Like you know.
I love that image. I've never used that analogy before, but that's exactly it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You said it takes days to like. I was joking. My garage was dirty for 6 months.
Sure.
I did every other project around the house but clean my garage.
Yep.
So you're what you're saying. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, and I'll start doing things in the apartment, and then all of a sudden I'll start doing something else, and then my wife will walk in and she's like, "Well, I thought you were doing that." And I'm like, "Well, I'm doing this and doing that at the same time." I'm kind of
Yeah, I was waiting for that to dry. Why I put this stuff away?
There's no rhyme or reason, but it's been a work in progress with my marriage, and I give my wife a lot of credit for sticking with me in regards of how I'm handling it. I haven't handled it probably the best way, and I'm just doing my best to get back on track to be happy with myself. And then most importantly, once I'm happy with myself, then I can be fully happy and love someone else.
Yeah, that is huge. And I think the one thing that you said there that's the most important is the fact that you can acknowledge how the way you went about it wasn't probably the best way. Because a lot of people are going to try to deflect. They're not going to admit that. They're going to blame someone else.
Sure. And I could have blamed that on my childhood. I could have blamed that on my situation with my mom. I mean, I don't know if you watched a documentary on Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he had issues at home. His brother ended up killing himself.
I did not know that.
But it was part of that. Arnold went one way to be who he is today, and his brother went a different way. It's all about how you want to take it and digest it and move forward with it. Again, you could be the victim and use that as a crutch to say like, oh, this is why all this, like why I'm like this and all this stuff. Or you could take, a higher road and acknowledge it, that it's there, of course, but it's not going to define who I am. I'm not going to let this thing like tear me down. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. My normal day-to-day can be a lot because I have to work on like my overthinking. I always think about too many things. It sucks.
Preaching to the choir here.
I hate it.
So, have you experienced this? I've seen it on a lot of TikToks and stuff. So you've been doing therapy a while? Is there something new?
I've been in and out of therapy. It's one of those things that I would go out and do it, and then I guess I would feel like everything's okay again.
Like I'm in a good spot. I'm good.
Yeah. But then I've always found myself having to go back. So this time is very important. And
so you're on a new kick. For lack of a better term.
But it's way that we're handling it. She puts it in a way that's saying, little Justin has been driving the car as of late, and that these are reactions and things. And it really turned a light bulb on in my head. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's just all about how people can break it down. But it's going through all of my issues and what I've done to hurt my marriage, hurt my wife, not physically or anything like that, just my drunken escapades that put us in precarious situations. But I've said meaningful things, but that's again issues with myself, and I hate myself for it. And it's something that I need to change. But it's always that old adage is like people will always hurt the people that are close to them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's back to what my mom did, and I just never would have thought. But it's weird how things have evolved and how I've dealt with them, and it's not been good.
So the question I was getting at with that was with therapy. I've seen online too, when you like kind of like you feel like a progress, right? And then you get so much that you start to realize the stuff that you've been doing where it almost feels like regression. But it's really progression. But you're just like, oh shit, like, and it almost feels like you can't handle things more. But it's just you're starting to recognize things. You just haven't quite. Before you were just kind of like, gritting your teeth and just white knuckle in it the whole time.
Sure,
I got this, and you're ignoring it. Now you're paying attention to it.
Yes.
And now it's almost overwhelming-ish. But like, it seems like you're doing worse, but realistically, you're just dealing with it instead of avoiding it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to go through these practices and things when I do feel overwhelmed or whatever, and get through these tough times. And like I said, I could overreact on such a big situation or whatever, but it sucks, and it's not something that I want to say like woe is me or whatever. Like I don't want to take that road. But as we're seeing more and more that mental health is more prominent in society today, and
I want to caveat that I don't think it's more prominent. I think it's more recognized. But before it was just
that's a good way to put it.
Ignored.
Sure.
People actually, oh no, this shit is here. We're not just bearing it on the rug.
I know. Because then you don't know how far it goes.
Yeah.
You know, some people are using it as like an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think you bring up a good point, because there's like people like your wife who could snap out of it, right? But they're not suppressing it.
Sure.
Whereas there's our parents and grandparents' generation where it was push it down.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you push it down, that comes up, whether it's years later, it manifests in its own way.
Sure.
And for you, this is my opinion, so I don't know if you agree with it or not, but the drinking was just a manifestation from your mom. That's how I look at it. Where you may have suppressed it, may have ignored it, and then it came up in you.
Yes.
But now it needed to come up to go away.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good way to put it. And yes, it's a lot of suppression, and that's something I need to work on too, because I keep a lot of things inside, and I need to communicate better with my wife and open up that channel, because when I start suppressing it, and then it would lead to the drinking, and then it would basically be me exploding. And it's not fun. It's not something that is healthy. It's not something that will be beneficial for my marriage, for my wife. I don't want to be looked at or viewed in that way. And it sucks because I've almost destroyed our marriage from a lot of these issues that I've held on to and didn't really want to work on. And I'm happy that I can identify what's going on and taking these steps to get better. But it's a lot to stomach. It's a lot to take your pride and put it to the side, because again, it's something you can't like grasp. Like, you can play a sport and be like, oh, you're not good or whatever, but like I'm just not good at trying to work through it how I've been doing, and I want to take these next steps to get better through therapy and just being more understanding of what's going on. But it's tough. It's been really hard.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, but at least going back to this, you have the wherewithal. Like, you don't want to be recognized as that guy.
Sure.
But I already think that you're already more than that guy, because if you were that guy, you wouldn't be talking like this right now and admitting it.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yes, it's something that I also like to make aware for people if I'm having conversations with them, that I do deal with these things. I am not perfect. I know that from the outside, people can see certain individuals and think, oh, like they have their shit together, or man, I wish I had their life, or whatever. But when I start peeling back the layers on my personal situation, when I'm meeting strangers and things like that, it really helps open up them to understand that maybe they're not the only one who's going through these things. When I used to run the art galleries, I used to have my stalkers, because I would be honest with conversations when they would come in, and we would talk about so many things, and then all of a sudden they're coming in once a week to chat. And it was funny how things like that worked out, because it wasn't surface level conversation, because I would ask questions. Why do you think like that? Or what happened? Or whatever.
So do you ever get this kind of pushback where sometimes people think you're questioning them? Like, why the fuck did you do that? It's like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to understand you, not criticize.
Tell with personality, in the sense of, yes, people could be like, why, like, that's not your business. Like, why the hell are you asking me that question? I think there's like this sense of people that are yearning for connection. And I always equate it to New York. New York has the most densely populated city, but you could be walking around there being the loneliest person in the entire world.
Yeah.
And I think that's another aspect of human society, that we're so disconnected. everyone's just angry, and there's just no collaboration with just being real and not trying to put on this mask and say like, oh, I have these things or everything's great, through social media. It's not real life, and that people feed into that because they start comparing themselves. That's when these other issues start arising, and that could be another issue why people have more depression and anxiety today, because there's just so much
comparison.
Yeah, there is a shit ton of comparison.
But also too, it's not even like just comparison. It's comparison to people showing off, like putting on facades and not like truly showing who they are. It's just like, oh, I got this new Barbie doll for my daughter and her brand new fucking like thing. And it's like your daughter has more toys than like I do as an adult.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
Right. Yeah.
Like you had a brand new Mercedes G-Wagon. It's like, oh no, you're actually in a shit ton of debt and like you can't afford groceries, but you have that.
Exactly.
But no one sees that.
Exactly.
That's a really weird picture I painted. But
No,
it's
a very
spot
true
on.
one. Yeah.
Very spot on.
It's funny because our job doesn't really help with the whole. Look, competition is good.
Sure.
Competing against your peers is a good thing, right?
Of course,
right. But if you're trying to focus on yourself, our job doesn't help because they are in your face with who's doing well and who's not. And
Yes, it's all part of the machine. I mean, at the end of the day, they want to. That's how you go through like sales and building people up. Granted, they're going through the same ins and outs of the day as you are, and it's nice to be glorified.
Mm-hmm.
But there's even deeper layers to all that, which we won't get into. But I can understand that. Yes, it can be tough and defeating sometimes when.
it is nice to be glorified. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just you
show appreciation when you put it in the work.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's just more so you have to stay grounded, knowing
Yes.
what's going on.
For
You
sure.
have to just you need to put the blinders on.
Yes.
Definitely for sure.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I do at least.
Yeah, no, same. But it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And me dealing with all my stuff is not helpful either. It's crazy. I could be in a room by myself for hours on end and be completely fine, but that's also a negative thing because I could just be in my mind thinking about 1,000 things. I used to have trouble sleeping as a kid because I'd always just be constantly thinking. It's like I almost can't.
Well, I
turn
mean,
this
you were
thing
dealing
off.
with so much trauma at home,
Yeah,
It's
which
a
I
lot to deal
wasn't aware of.
And you probably didn't even realize that was it.
Right.
You knew what it was there, but like, and then you're also kind of your brother's protector almost in the sense. And I'm speaking for you out of turn here,
No,
but
no,
like,
you're fine.
that's what it seems like.
Yes.
So you're 4 years older than him. Growing up, you kind of had to be the unofficial parent for
Yes.
him, and it's a lot. It's a lot of baggage.
No, definitely. You just kind of get used to it and it just becomes normal.
Yeah.
But I would go over to friends' houses and want to be there more than my house because, well,
Yeah.
they had the cookie cutter parents and things like that. And that's what I really yearned for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have like the love. I had the
Yeah.
stability with my dad, which again, amazing, did a great job. But I just didn't have that like I love you or just that warm feeling of a parent being there for you when you have good times and bad times. So yeah, that definitely I guess slowly ingrained itself in me.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, you basically had an upbringing, right? When you're supposed to be having someone kind of coach you through how to
Sure.
deal with shit,
Yeah.
basically what you're going through now.
Right.
You didn't,
Right.
and you had to ignore how to deal with that and have to, be a parent.
Very true.
So you're basically in the stage of emotionally learning the shit that you should have done 20 years ago.
I know.
Yeah, but some people never learn.
Don't take that offensively. Yeah,
No,
a lot of people don't.
Yeah,
Right.
A lot of people.
No,
don't.
you're no offense whatsoever. Like I said, I'm open for him on so many things, and it's just my story and my journey. And I hope when I talk about it, people can understand that they're not alone, and they can have hopefully that outlet or that opportunity to work through it, whether they have people in their circle or not, or have to go outside of that and go to a therapist or whatever. But I think now it's becoming more and more
acceptable.
and people aren't shying away from it when it comes to
Sure. I do. Not concerned. There's a joke though. It's like everyone in California has a therapist, and it's like
yeah
the only not issue, but like there's in every industry, in every work aspect, like there's people good at the job and people that should not be in that career field, right?
Yes.
So, and therapy is not, unique. It's just like that. So, I feel like the surge of that, you're getting a surge of everyone going into that, and some people probably shouldn't be a therapist, or now being a therapist for people.
That is
that are
true.
Counterproductive.
I've had a few different ones that I just didn't really connect with,
Mhm.
and it is something that needs to be important. And when you're trying to find that, because if you're not feeling like, I don't know, you don't feel that connection, it's harder to work through your things. It's almost as if you are talking to a stranger, but you're just not talking to someone that like gets it, and that you could say, we're going to do this together.
Mhm.
And it's funny, what the number one topic that, at least for my psychiatrist, that has his clients come to him for, do you know what the number one thing they go to him for?
My guess would be anxiety.
I'm gonna say like relationship issues.
It's politics.
Really?
Yes. He says majority of his clients or patients are going to him because of politics.
So
And how so? Like they're
That-
stressed about politics?
Yes.
Oh, that's by design.
Everything that's been transpiring, with who
Mhm.
has been running the country and who was previous, etc. I have another story on that one. And they are letting it erode who they are.
Yeah, so this is something that we've talked about a lot on here, and like the last election we kind of talked about a lot, but I think we've been trying to dial in. It's like it's
informed,
not consumed is the motto of everything. But it takes hold of you if you let it.
Sure.
And I think, unfortunately, the way the last 2 decades of since no president has been liked by the other side ever, for the most part. But I feel like it really, like Bush was not liked for wars and whatever, fine. But when Obama came in, he was the first black president. I feel like that was when things kind of like a little spark. And then I think for the last 20 years, it's been like really controversial. And then, the last decade and a half with Trump coming in, it just, you're not going to have anything that's civil.
Well, it's by design. So,
but it's just amplified even more.
100%. And
is my point.
It amplifies even more. They take everything. We spoke about this all the time.
Yeah.
It's divisive. It's division. Because how can
Divide
you
and
control?
conquer.
Yep. You control the populace by having me and you fight each other.
Yes.
Me and you fight each other.
Yes.
Because now you do the work for us. Because now I don't have to worry about 8 billion people. Because now I have 4 billion people fighting each other.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you think about the word television,
Yeah.
if you break it down, tell a vision.
Mhm.
And people let that into their homes
Mhm.
and are so consumed by it. And again, teach his own, but yeah, they're brainwashed, and it's letting them. It's really affecting their life. And you have to go to a therapist because of what's going on in politics. I mean, like I said, I like the people that are passionate about it, that love politics. I'm just not a big political person due to these reasons. And this is a story I have that will kind of add more to that. So I was with a friend at a brewery. A gentleman comes in, and he kind of looks at him. He's like, "Oh shit, man! I don't hope that guy like sees me." He's like, guy sees him, comes over, we're chatting, having a normal conversation. I don't know how the hell it came up, but politics came up, and he looks and turns to me, and I kind of saw where this was going, and he says, so are you Republican, Democrat? Like, who do you follow? And I was like, honestly, man, I'm Switzerland. I'm not gonna say anything. I prefer just to not talk about this. And he goes, "Oh yeah? Well, you're a pedophile enabler." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "You're a pedophile enabler," and gets up on the bench and starts screaming pedophile enabler in my face. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting, I'm kind of buzzed. I'm like, what the fuck? So I grab his arm, I throw it down. I'm like, you need to get the fuck away from me. You don't know who I am. Like, get away from me. And he's like, see, he's the one who's instigating all this shit. And it was a small brewery, so people were staring, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, like what the hell just happened?
Was this like a random like small town or where?
This was in Denville. at that
God,
brewery.
yeah, so
Oh, that's really nice brewery too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was before they extended the
Yeah.
outdoor tent. It was just that little when you go in to order your beers. So we're in that little room. It's because it's cold. And he's literally making a scene because I told him that I was Switzerland and I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And to these points, those are the extremists that are letting so much of what's going on like dictate just them operating as a human being.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, this is fucking.
But also that person too is like their whole personality is this. It's like why
politics.
Yeah, it's like why are you screaming at someone at a bar that you don't know saying he's a pedophile enabler because he said he doesn't want to talk about politics? Like there's
Right.
no logic or reason.
Right.
You can't be in the middle. You have to be one side or the
That's
other.
what I said.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Switzerland, man. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he did not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it's like, yo, there's very few strangers you'll meet where you're comfortable enough to talk about subjects like me. I wouldn't give a fuck, but like at the same time, I'm not going to instigate a conversation. Like if I just met you,
Sure.
unless it naturally goes in there and I'm feeling the vibe, I'm not bringing it up. I like talking politics. I just don't care to bring it up.
Yeah, I think the root of the cause is the root of evil with politics is back to that. It's division.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use that as a conversation starter. I'd rather talk about, I don't know, random shit. Like what makes you happy or whatever. Like when people ask me like what I do, I just say I just live life to the fullest.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, my wife, she's like, why do you fucking care? And I'm like, it just gets to me. Like when people are like, oh, so what do you do? And I'm like, that's the first thing you're gonna ask me. You know, I don't know. Maybe I just overthink things, but
because you limit yourself to what your occupation is instead of who are you as a person.
sure.
It's what are you
What makes
doing
you
as a
tick.
person.
Yeah. So that's where those conversations and questions really help
Shit.
open up people.
What is there like a normal question you ask people? Is there certain things you like tend towards to ask?
It's more about just I like dissecting them,
Mhm.
and if I could find like little cues about whether like they say something or they're like seeing, it's crazy. Like my brain is weird, and I could see different triggers, and then I could kind of like tease it a little bit and see if they bite.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe I got something here, and then we'll kind of go into it.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, there's not really a go-to.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, yeah, not really good.
So you're when you're just trying to absorb what they're putting out there subconsciously,
yeah.
and just go there. Oh, that's
Yeah.
clever. I like that.
Well, that used to really work. Well, in-person sales, like that was something I could really lean on. Was I could figure something out about them and like start talking about it, and then you know enough that you could start asking certain questions that could lead them to
Practice
have a
things out of repetition. You're talking about just learn how to navigate.
The easiest way to get someone to talk is to shut up.
Yes.
Literally.
When you give them the opportunity just to talk about themselves and you actually like show like, yeah, you're interested to a certain degree, they're just going to keep it going and keep it going.
Yeah, I love it. And you know, I love it because I had a two like last week I had an hour and a half conversation on the phone with somebody and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for talking your ear off." And I'm like, "No, I like that. I enjoy this. Like, you
Sure.
can, like talk.
You
I
saved
don't
me from
care."
getting hung up on by 5 people, so thank you.
No, but it's like you're fine. Like talk. Like
Yes.
because it actually wasn't at work. It was outside of work. But it's like I could tell she needed to get a lot of stuff off, and she can't keep it in, right? Because she's gonna push it down. She needs someone to come out for her. I'm not gonna tell you to be quiet. I'm not gonna tell you to shut up. I'm gonna listen.
Sure.
And I actually genuinely cared, but it's nice. Like you didn't. I didn't have to do anything. I kept my mouth shut, and she did all the work.
Of course, and I think that kind of led up to the idea of me coming on, and again, we worked together, and I kind of wear it on my face. You know, you kind of sense something was going wrong or wasn't good, and I told you, like I don't mind divulging into what's been going on, and he was more than happy to be non-judgmental, like empathetic, and just listen. And to that point, like it's very important to have that trait, but it does help people in so many ways, whether you think you're not doing anything or not. Just listening.
Yeah.
People sometimes just need to get it out.
You need to get it out.
So I want to
man.
be in the corner.
Bro, you need to get it out. Like,
Yeah.
and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna judge you. Dude, nothing you said would be didn't raise any alarms of you being a bad person. You were just struggling with something that you needed to get out.
Sure.
And what am I going to do? Open up my closet, look at my skeletons, and be like, hey, look at this motherfucker.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and if that did happen, then that's when like, yeah, well, I'll never talk to that person.
Exactly. That's why I knew.
It's like you're a terrible person if you do that.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
That means you're
but hold on,
100%.
I'll take that with the caveat. Some people that's a defense, like whatever. But
Sure.
if you're doing that though, that's like, come on, man.
sure.
You know,
Dude,
someone's opening up to you, and you're almost taking advantage of it. Again, back to taking advantage of. Like someone's
Yes.
being vulnerable with you, and you're like, yeah, fuck you. It's
Yeah.
like,
I knew this was going to be a good conversation, not only when you gave me the list of topics that we could touch, but I think I asked you if you wanted to come on like 2 to 3 months ago. And
Yes.
at first you were like, thank you for the offer, let me think about it. And then it was last week, you came right up to my desk, or 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I just felt a different vibe, and you ready to comment. I was like, oh, he's going to have a good combo.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me on. I mean, I'm hoping enough of what I'm able to talk about is entertaining.
Very entertaining, like how you saw two beings, which I don't think was your mind's fabrication, by the way. I still don't think that.
No.
I'll let you finish that statement that you were about to say. Do you remember what those beings were saying?
I just remember them wanting to tell me the meaning of and the purpose of our life, of what all this is.
The secret.
Then what stopped them?
I don't think I was capable of receiving it.
Okay.
I think my little human brain would have exploded.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I already will.
he would have ended up in the wheelchair, staring out the window. If you found out.
I would have had the secret, but
Yeah.
I can't get it out. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be in the corner of a
Yeah.
fucking room,
Yeah,
just up there hanging
yeah.
out, while I just look at my body, and I'm like, shit, went too far
fuck.
on that one.
That's crazy. No, but back to what you were saying. I don't know. I'm sorry I cut you off. You sound like you were gonna finish off a statement there.
I think just the change of who I'm trying to be and everything that comes along with it. I had a lot of euphoria coming in that morning, and I wanted just to do something new, and that's kind of like what I'm trying to do is outreach more. Like I'm thinking about joining an improv group, things like that, and just open up the creative flow, because as I tell my wife, like I hate the mundane. I hate the every day is the same.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I'm serving my purpose, and I'm hoping trying different things will help me get to those points or places in my life, because what I've been doing has just been
Routine.
killing. Yeah, routine's good in so many ways,
Yeah.
but then it also can like eat away at you.
Yeah, for sure. I
Um,
think the improv's going to be a great thing. I did a few classes of improv.
What? I did not know this.
Yeah. I didn't fall through with it because I moved out of the city. But
Okay.
I did do a few classes of improv. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you find a school where like the people you're doing the improv with are like cool.
Yes.
I'll explain to you why. I was doing it in the city, so everyone there was like offended about everything. I was in a fucking scene where me and this girl were on our knees, like just talking to each other and trying to figure out who the other was. That was like the whole prompt, and we're making it funny. This bitch looked like Amy Schumer. Like this could have been Amy Schumer's fucking doppelganger, right?
Okay.
Like, so I said, I didn't know where to go next. I was like, it's Amy Schumer, right? And like people started laughing, and she got turned off because I guess she didn't like that. And I'm like, bitch, like we are trying to do comedy right now. You cannot be offended,
Right.
And at the end, I was like, did I do anything wrong? Did the teacher? The teacher's like, she sort of looked like Amy Schumer, and I was like,
Yes, that's what I'm
motherfucker, like,
saying. You that's when comedy, you gotta like let it go.
yeah,
man.
let it go. That's why I think this is gonna be it's fun because it's nerve wracking effort. Have you ever done improv?
I haven't. I kind of do it. I do it mockingly in person. So
Yeah.
I met this kid yesterday. He's like, "Hey," I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Colton." I'm like, "Oh, weird, man. My name's Colton too." And then,
Wait, is that easy? Did he just start?
yeah,
He used to go to Pure. Colton Colton used to go to Pure. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I know
okay.
who you're talking about. He sits right by you guys, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's
I know
funny
him.
as shit, dude. I could definitely picture him being like, "Oh my god, no way."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "How's it with an O or an E at the end?" You know, he's like, "Oh, it's Colton with an O," and I'm like, "Oh, damn, mine's with an E." And I was like, "You know what, man? I really love like Colt 45s. You know, what about you?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I think so
This is
too."
exactly how you would.
And then a guy next to him was a Colts fan. I was like, "Guess what? He's a Colts fan." And he's like, "Oh my god!" And then the guy got up and left, and then he sat down. He's like, "So how long you been here for?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been here for like 4 years, man. Just got out of prison. And it was tough. It was tough. And I did a scene from Con Air, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
So I was out at the bars after I just got back from the military, and some guy was picking on me and my wife, so I like got in a fight with him and I killed him, and I got put in here, and I met a few crazy people. I was on a plane, we were flying back, someone like hijacked it. It's crazy, man. And the kid's just sitting there. He's like, "Really?" I'm like,
No, I could see if you.
And I'm like,
if you know who it is.
and then the guy comes back and he's like, "Is that from Con Air?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's from Con Air." And I'm like, it was like,
So what did Colton obviously knew that at the end that you were fucking with him.
Yes,
Yeah, that's funny as shit.
yes.
First day, he's getting fucked with.
Dude,
Dude, I'm just
do that shit all the
picturing
time.
his
Yeah.
face. Like I'm just picturing his face, like reacting to this because he sees such a nice kid. But I just
Yeah, my humor is something people can't pick up on because how I deliver it and how like
Very dry.
serious. Yes. Sometimes I just can't figure it out. Like I then segued, and I don't want to stay too much longer, but I brought a homeless person home with me one night after the bars in Summit, and I let him sleep on my couch.
no shit.
Yeah, and
Well, there's that.
yeah, I was pretty drunk, and my girlfriend at the time, we walked out, and it was like one of those bitter cold
Yeah.
nights, and this guy's just sitting on the bench, and I walk over, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "This is where I'm gonna stay." And I was like, "No, you're not." I said, "You're coming to my place." So gets in my car, we go back to my apartment, we like dump out his bag, start cleaning it up. He had to interview papers and stuff in there, so you could see he was trying to get back on track. Give him a hot shower, give him some food. He saw I had an Xbox, so you want to play Call of Duty. Let him play some Call of Duty. And then I go to lay down with my girlfriend, and I'm laying there. The buzz is starting to wear off. And then I'm thinking to myself, I got a fucking stranger on my couch right now. I was like, all right, I got to change that. So I went to the kitchen and got the biggest knife. And I walked out in the living room. I said, "If you do anything to us, I'll fucking kill you." And then I locked the door and went to bed. Nothing happened. Woke up. This motherfucker, well, maybe because I said that, but I was like, "How'd you sleep?" He's like, "Yeah, not that good." And I'm like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." So I dropped him off at 7-Eleven, gave him $20, and that was my good deed for that.
Do you think that how long ago was that?
Oh, probably 2016.
Do you think that had like a butterfly effect in a positive way?
I hope it did. He tried to like message me on like social media and stuff, but I'm hoping that was something that, I wasn't trying. I didn't publicize this.
Yeah.
I didn't put this on like social media. Like that's just not who I am. Like I did this out of like act of kindness, and I'm hoping yes, what you put in the universe will come back in some way. And it was just normal for me. I didn't look for like people to glorify it.
What did he say to you on the message on this? Or
He was just trying to like say, hey, like want to be friends and all this stuff like that. He was like a little autistic. His parents had passed away or something like that. He was from Massachusetts, so he was just on his own.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and he had a lot of tough times in those shelters because they get like beat up and they're just with like a lot of crazy people.
Yeah, because you get people in the shelters that are drug addicts or crazy people, and this person's just autistic.
Right. Right.
Struggle with normal life.
Yeah. So that was something I did one night.
It's an interesting
hey man,
story.
it's a nice deed you did, and you want to know what? It's funny because it's like doing a good deed like that nowadays. You can't you have to sort of, like you said, you got the knife. that's not a crazy thing because you don't know people these days. This guy was definitely, he didn't do anything, right? He's probably a good guy, but can you fuck it, right? Like, a lot of people, myself included, aren't really going to invite, not that I'm not going to do a good deed, but I'm not going to invite a homeless person in Morristown into my apartment. Why? Because could I beat the fuck out of him? Yeah, but I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, but you're passed out in your sleep and he comes stabs you.
Right?
You know?
Like, what the fuck? Like, you know,
I mean, luckily I had a lock on my door.
Yeah, but still,
100%.
like, he could have stole your Xbox. He could steal
100%.
everything in your fucking apartment.
Could have, but
you don't know what that was. God talking to you. That was your intuition being like, hey, this is like, you subconsciously were being told this is a good person.
something. I think
Yeah.
again, being a little drunk maybe extended my understanding of the whole situation, because yes, if I was sober, I definitely wouldn't have done that. But there was just something in that whole moment that this guy, there's no way you could stay out in this cold. It was bone chilling cold. And it was just one of my first reactions was, well, just come stay with me for tonight. You can have a warm shower, which he sang in the shower, like
Definitely
something
autistic.
from a fucking movie or something. And yeah, he just hung out.
Right.
But I just had to make sure that this dude knew that
Don't fuck with me.
yes,
Yeah,
I'm
don't
probably
fuck
even
with
crazy than you.
Yeah.
100%.
But that was a funny little part of it.
I don't think you were out of pocket by being like, hey, bro, if you try anything, we'll fucking kill you.
I was
Like,
all-
yeah.
I'm like this with a knife. Like,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude,
like, what the hell?
I probably would have said this out, but I'm like, hey, dude, I invited you here. Any funny shit, I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'm not.
Yeah. Hey, I'm cool with you being here, but as soon as if you start doing anything sketchy, man, you're out.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And he was perfectly fine. He just played
Perfect.
Xbox and fell asleep on the couch. But
Hey, I'm telling you, dude, if he reached out to you, I think this is my wishful thinking, right? And I'm going to make this up in my mind. You allowed him to get into the right state of mind to get his life back on
I mean,
track.
saved him on a cold night, too.
yeah. I think those, again, small acts can hopefully make a bigger effect on the grand scheme of things. And I try to just do that day in and day out. Sometimes I'm a shitty person, but you have to really catch me on a bad day. But most importantly, like, I just try to be.
I bet your level of shitty person is probably not that shitty. Or what you call yourself a shitty person.
Yeah. I just shut off. I'm like, just don't even talk to me.
Your level of shitty person, you would have had 2 knives in your fucking.
Yeah.
No, but dude, bro, are you kidding me? We all have those fucking
yeah.
those times where it's like, don't talk to me.
Right.
Like, don't talk to me.
All right.
It's not gonna last forever.
No. But that's just kind of how I operate.
Hell yeah, man.
So.
Good. Fuck.
Yeah, man. It's a great conversation.
That was great, man.
All right.
I really appreciate you sharing all that shit. Man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you
because-
for.
I think we
having
didn't
me
even
on.
hit half the
No, we
topics,
didn't.
though. So it sounds like
Oh,
we have
yeah,
plenty for a future episode, too.
Yeah, we can give him more fun.
We actually hit everything.
Oh, really?
Not
Yeah.
everything. Not everything.
I mean, I have a lot more stories, so it'll be a good time. Good time.
But,
We gotta have
Yeah, I've lived a life.
yeah.
the wisdom astrology tarot cards we didn't hit.
Oh yeah.
Is this a long topic, or?
Well, I mean, I would use it, like, hey, I'm a Taurus and you're this, and it was just kind of funny how people really picked up on that.
No, that dude, there's something. So a lot of people think it's bullshit, but let me tell you this: are the horoscopes always true? Can you make that shit up and make it generalized? Sure.
Yes.
But is there something about us being born when the stars are in a certain thing? If we're all matter and matter is like within all us, and we're all then, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And a lot of religious people, who and for me, just to let you know, I definitely believe there's a God. I believe that there's all these things. I just think that if God created everything, He created the matter, right?
Sure.
So a lot of religious people don't like to point to astrology because they think it's blasphemy or something. There has to be something with how you're born on a certain day, a certain night, and where the stars are.
Yes. I mean,
It has to be
Look
something.
at civilizations that use stars or use the use astronomy for so many beneficial ways. That again, there's got to be something tied to it. Not saying it's 1,000% correct and this is how it's going to be, but there is some sort of influence that can be something that you could kind of say, yeah, that's pretty true.
I mean, I tell you right now, like, you can tell when it's a full moon.
Yes.
You fucking can. I didn't think so. Then I was like, why are people driving like fucking ass? Oh, it's full moon.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's almost like clockwork.
Oh,
yes.
God, B, don't even get me started on this dumbasses I've seen on the road lately.
It's been really bad.
Right.
It's crazy because I was saying that like 3 years ago when people started driving again after COVID, and it's just gotten worse.
I've seen 3 separate people, or it might have been 2, I forgot. Within the span of an hour, while sitting at the bar, me and my friend saw 2 people go the opposite way on the Morristown
Circle?
roundabout.
Square?
No, not the square,
the
but
roundabout.
the little roundabout by Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Mhm.
That went the opposite way, dude. We're in America. You have to go on the right. We're not in England or Australia. You're not driving on the left. Why would you ever go on the left?
People are whatever.
They're probably drinking.
Some people are just dumb though.
That's true.
Some people.
That's true.
Listen, I point this out all the time, and there's the bell curve of the IQ, right? I think the 100 or is it 90 to 1, whatever. The bell curve is 90 to 110. I think 100 to the middle. Most people fall below average on the IQ.
Yes.
And those people get to vote too,
Yes.
and they get to drive.
Oh, yes. And
Yeah.
they can have children and they
Yeah.
can do all these things.
Yeah.
And-
So,
Oh, fuck.
yes.
but back to the tarot card stuff. I don't know
No.
how we got into people shitty driving.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, do you think a lot of people say the tarot readings will tell you what your most dominant belief on a subject is?
Okay.
So if you think that the scenario A is the reason for what's going on, if you go to the tarot card reading for that, it'll tell you that it's because of scenario A. Basically, your mind is creating your reality.
Right. Yeah. The one time I did it, I think I pulled like the devil card or something like that. And that was
Well, what-
very scary. But I think it can also be good. So, but
Depends on what card it's paired with or whatever.
Bro,
I guess.
Imagine getting your first tarot reading. The first card you pull is the devil card.
It was very intimidating, and I don't know. I mean, there's stuff that my wife and I look at it as, because there are personality traits of a Taurine that I fit 1,000%.
Sure.
But again, I'm not letting it dictate
Yeah.
my life.
You don't read a horoscope every day to decide what mood you're in?
Yeah.
My sister is very big. She loves the astrology, and you want to know what? The character traits and personality traits are absolutely a thing. We have a little book. It's a little book for 365 days, right? It's every day. And it's not like, I know what people are going to think right away. Oh, they're putting the most what's it
Generic.
called? Generic things that you could relate to. It's like, no, because then each day would be saying the same thing about the person. We took me, my brother, sister, mom, and dad, and we looked at it, and it's like, no, this is pretty much to a T how we are, right?
Sure.
And it's like, it's funny. It's like, I think there's validity to it.
Yes, it's not something you can really like put your hands on and be like, okay, like yes, but it does make sense in some regard. And some people could kick it out the door and be like, that's all bullshit, which is completely understandable. But you know, there's also like the Druids, which is a whole other thing.
The Druids.
Yes.
Let's go into that a little bit.
I don't have enough education on them, but there's different aspects that correlate to astrology. But you could be like
Like it's a combination of stuff.
chestnut, like all this crazy shit. But that's more, I think, on like the magic or like which side. I'm not sure. But the Druids have some sort of impact in history, and they're kind of similar to astrology, just like the Chinese horoscope.
Mhm.
I think I'm a rabbit.
Is it based on the year or the month?
Year.
I'm a horse for the year. I know that.
Yeah, it's based on the year. I'm a
Yeah.
monkey.
Monkey.
Rabbit, horse.
You are a monkey.
I am fucking Donkey Kong monkey.
I don't know.
No, but dude, no. There's. See, it's. What view are you looking it through? Because I bet you if you took the major religions and the religions that aren't as, mainstream, right? And you take the Chinese New Year, you take astrology, you take what. Not that they're saying the same thing, but if you went far back in history, you probably could see where they're basing it off of, right?
Sure.
There's something to it. Like, for example, why do you have all of these real animals in the Chinese New Year? Chinese civilization's been around for what, thousands upon thousands of years? You have all these real animals, and then what do you have?
Dragon.
You have the dragon. Where the fuck did you get that dragon? No, and seriously, where the fuck did you get that dragon? But now you have movies. Movies come out with dragons. So what do you think? oh, it's fairy tale, it's bullshit. You saw that in the movies. It's like, okay, am I saying that dragons are real? No, I don't know. But why do you have all of these real animals and a fucking dragon?
It's a good question.
Why? Could I be making could I be completely off? Sure. But why?
Yeah.
There's
Who knows?
something.
Yeah.
Why did the fucking Egyptians, or the Egyptians, didn't, in my opinion, didn't build the pyramid?
Technically, anyone who built the pyramids in Egypt were Egyptians.
We're
'cause they
Egyptians
in
at the time.
Egypt, so
But I don't think it was the slaves, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But why did they perfectly make it align with the fucking stars each goddamn,
Right.
like each, why?
why did
Yes.
all the pyramids across everywhere align somehow with
Right.
the stars?
Yes.
Oh, the
Astrology.
Yeah.
Ah.
But there's also a thing too is, and this is more modern day based, on what month you're born dictates kind of how successful you are in sports. I think if you are like the oldest in your grade, you're more likely to be more successful in sports because you were the most like developed in your age bracket. So you were kind of like the biggest kid always. So you had the upper hand. So you were kind of always learning at a higher, like you were like more developed. So then you kind of were like stronger and always a little better. So you're playing with an advantage and you're just developing skills easier. I think a lot of hockey players are in that age bracket.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I used to play sports when I was a kid, baseball and soccer, and again, you're in a small bubble.
Yeah.
But once you start playing, in more like exposed,
yeah.
you're realizing like some of these kids are like just freaks of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What did the? I'm curious. I'm jumping back. What did that devil card say? What did, if you don't mind sharing? What
I
did the
can't
tarot read?
remember. I can't remember.
Let's ask Claude.
Claude.
Tarot card.
Claude's gonna be like, I am the devil.
Oh
Devil.
man, you gonna watch the next game tonight?
No, but I will follow. You know what? Maybe I should. What channel is it on? Even I don't even have cable. I don't have cable, DirecTV, or anything.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need
Okay, so
Yeah.
upright is one definition. The reversed, I guess, upside down. Break free of what's been holding you back, releasing an addictive or toxic pattern, reclaiming personal power.
Without being there, you probably had the upside down one.
I
And then
assume so,
upright
yeah.
is bondage, addictive or unhealthy attachments, substances, relationships, habits, blah, blah, blah. Feeling trapped or powerless, but the chains are often self-imposed. Shadow self, obsession, or given into the base desires. Can be represented raw ambition, passion, or sexuality. That last one, I'm not quite sure.
Well, I believe it probably was upside down, but it's just other layers of just fun in life.
That's my dogs.
That's your dog scared the shit out of me, bro. Oh, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I always just find new things. I mean, I try to read philosophy and different aspects like that, spirituality.
Love
just, just breaking away from the mold almost. Just to work on enlightenment and things like that. I think that just is more about who I am and what I'm trying to figure out on this journey.
Yeah, I think you're on the right path there, man.
But what else? Oh yeah, Pokemon. We have Pokemon on there.
Pokemon, yeah.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, you have a big Pokemon collection?
It's one of those weird things this year. I've been bored and I wanted to get into something new, and I used to collect. So it was like a nostalgia collecting thing. But this market now for Pokemon is insanity.
This motherfucker pulled a $2,000 card.
Well, it's without ungraded, it's about $1,000, maybe $1,500.
Why didn't you get it graded yet? What the hell?
I don't know.
Stop dragging your feet.
Yeah,
Dude,
I am
it's-
dragging.
What is this, my garage over here taking 8 months to get it?
Yeah. Dude, I used to buy packs in stores as a kid.
Fucking they got
Just nothing. It would be like $5.
Yeah.
Now these packs, if I would have held on all this shit, I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
dude, you
Yeah, it's
making
wild.
money, dude.
It's crazy.
I have friends who've shown me their collections of shit they've purchased. Let's say $50,000. Not like people that I know, right? Have purchased $50,000 worth of cards over time. But the collection they have right now, they've already broke even and are profiting.
Of course.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
insane.
I was having a conversation over the weekend about the Pokemon cards. It's like if you like holding these and that's what you like, cool. Like the whole point is it's a game, so
Right.
Hopefully you're playing.
I've never played it.
I tried as a kid. I didn't care. My brother was into it, not me, my older brother. But it's like at some point, it's like playing cards back in the day. They were worth fucking money, and some of them are still worth money, but most of them are not worth a fucking dime.
No.
Even like the decent ones, no one cares about them anymore.
Right.
You know, unless you have like a Mickey Mantle card or a Babe Ruth or something, like a real like back in the day one.
Right.
At some point, the market's gonna drop.
It's got to. I mean, it's very speculative.
Yeah.
I personally don't really buy cards. I buy like sealed collections that will hopefully retain value and grow over time. But I'm only allocating a certain percentage of my portfolio to that. I'm also exposed to crypto, which is another whole thing that
supposedly it's supposed to. I just saw something that Bitcoin's supposed to.
It is
straight up.
It's just a matter of time.
I saw. I don't know how true it is, but apparently there's a specific base cycle of like the peak and then the drop, and then it's supposedly we're at that. The drop.
I've been in it since 2015.
Damn.
So I've seen how this works. I mean, it's shown itself 3 times in regards to these. It's hard to stomach just because of how volatile it is. That's why people just buy at the top and then sell when it crashes. But if you just hold on and just ride it out, you'll be fine. But you also have to do your research.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a very popular thing, but that's how people get pulled into those rug pulls and just get a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum are always a solid investment, but altcoins can be very effective too. Like XRP, Hedera, and
made a good amount of money off Pendle. My buddy told me about it. Oh, this is a great story. So I got this phone last summer. I had a Coinbase wallet because you couldn't get it on Coinbase Pendle, so I dropped $500 into it. It went up to $3,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fucking great. And then I got this. By the time I got this phone last year, it dropped back down. It settled like $1,500, $2,000. When I got this phone, I had it backed up on my Google Drive. I didn't save the password.
No.
Yeah. So.
No.
I only lost $500.
That's yes.
But it was up to $3,000 like within like 2 months.
Well,
holy shit!
Isn't there
my buddy's like, dude, you gotta do this now. It's gonna fucking. And it did. I'm like, yes.
Isn't there a guy who with Bitcoin has like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin and he has like password attempt?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's very intricate when it comes to these passwords, and if you don't have your key, then you can almost pretty much be like shit out of luck.
Yeah. So like I can open my thing off my Google Drive, and I got to temp passwords on it, but it hasn't worked.
Yes.
And I'm like, I've tried all the passwords I know. What the fuck?
It's usually like phrases.
Yeah.
It's like dog, ladder.
Like 12 words or something.
Yes. Yeah. I have a ledger that has that.
Yeah.
But I have it written in like a million different places. Not anything on my laptop or cell phone, but it's written all over. And yes, if if you have a shit ton of money on there and you don't have that key.
What pissed me off is I realized that after I factory reset my phone, I still have the old phone. If I had the old phone, I didn't need the password. I can just like access it in the app.
Yes.
But it was factory reset, and I was like, I went to Verizon. I was like, is there a way you can like reactivate like the old shit? Like, no. It's like I know there's a way. I don't know who to fucking talk to.
Right. Right.
It's fine. Like, it's not worth me spending money on this.
Exactly.
Like if I had $1 million, $100,000 is cool, but
for sure.
So I lost money on that.
Damn, that
sucks. Yeah, I was so pissed. And it's the best part, Mike, you're a jiu-jitsu owner, that gym owner. Like 6 months before that, he's like, make sure you back that shit. I'm like, yeah, it's on my Google Drive. Didn't say the password.
I know. Well, let him learn now.
He warned me. I was like, no, I'm good.
No, it's another investment that I expose myself to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more bullish on it than I think most, but I think it's again back to something that people just don't understand and don't know. I mean, the barrier to entry to buy crypto used to be very time consuming and scary, because if you didn't have the right address, you would send it to whatever platform, and if you didn't have the right address, it would just disappear.
Shit.
And, like all your shit would be gone.
Fuck that.
Yeah. But there is a lot of good pros about it, and its technology. I think it does work its way into society, especially with AI and everything like that. Now you're seeing all these data centers getting built like crazy.
There's a lot of pushback on that right now, apparently. I think New York State I just saw something that may be banning them or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all out of a movie.
Yeah, it really
It
is.
legitimately is a movie.
You know?
It legitimately is a movie.
It's wild.
They wrote a book about it. It's called 1984.
Yeah. Was that Orson Welles?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, man.
It's
This was fucking awesome, dude. Did we hit everything on the list?
I think we hit everything on the
Okay.
list.
Okay.
It's almost.
yeah. We could talk for days.
Yeah. You know what? No, there are some things we didn't have on the list, but
Save
let's
this for
save
next
it for next time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'd be happy to jump back on.
Fuck yeah,
Awesome.
man. There's
Yeah.
really enjoyed hearing your story. We appreciate the fact that you're very open and sharing everything and not holding back. I think that makes for a very liberating life where you're not hiding shit, and makes you. And I'm talking about for you. Like,
Sure.
It allows you to be freer.
Yeah, I thank you guys for having me on the show. Honestly, everything that I've experienced and done and have conveyed to everyone that is listening, I'm just doing this out of like the goodness of who I am, and it's not trying to tell people to do certain things or act a certain way. This is just my story, and I'm hoping some pieces of me or of my stories can connect with individuals listening and understand, like, you know, we all are going through something, and my route was not very conventional, but at the same time, you know, you gotta enjoy your life. Reflecting is very important too, and also, you know, I know the old adage is everything happens for a reason. Not a lot of people like that, but
Sometimes the reason is you're an asshole.
yeah,
That's how I ended at the end of that.
Yeah. Because if you're going through a tough time and a shitty time,
Yeah.
and you're like, why is this happening? But then maybe 2 years go by, and then again, if you reflect,
Yeah.
you can be like, that happened to get me to this, to that. And granted, some people believe in that, whatever, but I always look at those things to understand that maybe like this is the reason why, and this is the path that I'm on is not just out of chance. So, but I'm hoping again, my story was entertaining, and
Absolutely was. This was fun.
Hopes, you know, people can take what I've said and just, you know, make it their own, but at the same time, like, understand that, you know, I'm just one person that's feeling like this. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way in some capacity.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
It's all about me.
No, absolutely. No, for sure, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Man. It was a
I
lot
really
of fun.
appreciate it, guys.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Our pleasure. Guys, folks, you heard it here. I'm not even going to repeat because you already heard it. I don't want to. Those were genuine words. You're not alone. So we'll take it from here. Episode 233. Re-listen to this one. It was a great one. We'll see you guys next week.